right, perfect.
Wasn't ever in a bad mood.
I'm fucking with you. All right, man. Yeah, go ahead. Just kick us off.
All right, so hey, viewers, fans, subscribers out there, the following of Noah, Mac, myself, I want to welcome you guys to the next episode here of the Space Bridge, the podcast series for the Iacon Battle Circuit, like you guys already know. It's your boy Rodimus Prime. Today's topic is going to be delving into Tekken and understanding a lot of Tekken's current status and state of play as we're in a transient period of Season 2, about to go into Season 3 times. The reveal for Season 3 wasn't that far off from the present. But before we delve into that, I want us to take time to delve into a lot of the groundwork that Season 1 and Season 2 has paved the way for a lot of the scene right now, both understanding the good and the bad that's happened, and we can get an idea on what's to come in the precursor. Join with me in that navigation is going to be one of my friends here, Noah Black, and joining him is going to be his friend Mac Casual.
Well, today I'm the
Well,
casual. and,
don't let the name fool you.
today I'm the casual, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm kidding. No, he's been so Malcolm's actually the one that's put me on to Tekken and all things Tekken, and I can yap about anything and everything and just go on and on. But if you want to have a more concise, you know, focused conversation on a topic like Tekken, especially with the questions that you have, it's like, yeah, dude, I brought the man for the job. So yeah, that's my intro for him. So go ahead, Mac. How do you feel?
Well, what's going on? I'm Matt Casual. I am a huge Tekken fan, both casually and working on the professional part. But I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 3. Like I've played every iteration. I don't think there's been a single Tekken game that I've missed, both handheld and console. Um, and even though I'm a huge fanboy, I've learned to be able to critique it in a non-biased fashion. And honestly, it's one of my favorite games of all time. There's nothing really else to add to it. I'm a Tekken fan. What can I say?
Straightforward. Okay. Take the good with
I'm
the
here by
bad. The
force.
IP is the same.
No, all right, all right. Go ahead. What's the question? I'm just kidding.
All right, let's hop on into it. So, first question as we take a look into the reflection of the big picture. Did Season 1 or Season 2 accomplish what Tekken 8 set out to do at launch?
Did season 1 and season 2 accomplish what Tekken 8 wanted? Well, honestly, yeah. No, they did because the whole point of Tekken 8 from the jump was aggression. Like Tekken as a series has always been like it's a 3D game, obviously, but the movement is the name of the game. Like Tekken 3 is actually if anybody here listening hasn't played Tekken 3, go play Tekken 3, pick Jin, and try to move the same way you do in Tekken 8, and you will feel the remnants of that past. Like the game is solidified and its identity is its movement. However, with the Tekken 7 esports and all of that, like the pro players, they pretty much mastered, the Tekken of old to the point where it was a lot of turtling, a lot of poking, a lot of, heavy movement and whatnot. Now, granted, the fans loved it. I know I loved it, and a lot of people, there were trolls every now and then. They were like, "Oh, perfect defense. Who cares?" But for some reason, the devs wanted to take Tekken 8 in the complete opposite direction. They wanted to reward players by making the first move, and that took a lot of adjusting to get to.
So for me, I mean, I feel like with Tekken in general, well, with the FGC in general, um, the, it's hyper aggression, right? And with the implementation of like heat, like that's the name of the game. You know what I mean? That is the hyper aggression personified. It's more aesthetically pleasing to look at when fights are going like that. Tekken 7, from what I've saw anyway, and my little bit of playing it, it was a lot more, I feel like, tactical. Like Malcolm was saying, like there was a lot of turtling and shit like that. A lot more
Methodical
neutral,
movement.
heavy. I'm sorry?
Yeah, like methodical movement. I played a decent
Yeah,
amount of
yeah,
seven.
yeah. And like it in 7, it's kind of just, you know, smooth brain activity in comparison to 7, so in
You said
terms
seven
of,
twice.
oh wow, Tekken 8,
You mean
you
eight
know
is
what I mean,
smooth brain?
right? 8 is
Yeah.
smooth
Yeah.
brain in comparison to 7, and but in terms of what they were looking for, yes, I feel like they did. You know, they came, they saw, they conquered. Hyper fun game, hyper aggression, and yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen any of the gameplay, Rod? Like how well versed are you in Tekken?
Um, decently amount, not heavy. I play it as like an investment for a side game, but I never really tried to play it like a mainstay title. I play a lot of Asuka, and then in Tekken 7, the more involved I got with that, I play a little bit of Xiao Yu and a little bit of Leroy.
Okay,
Oh, you'd
okay.
fit right in.
Yeah. I play Yoshi, so
Oh
He said,
damn,
"I
can
I
only
too."
thought
say so
Yoshi.
much.
Damn, I thought Yoshimitsu players were rare, bro.
Yeah. No, we are. You can't play the character that without having a few screws loose.
Type shit.
You heard? Between Tekken and Soul Calibur, I've never had a good time fighting a Yoshimitsu player.
I
I mean, it could be worse. Boldo could be the character that's in both games instead of Yoshimitsu.
Oh dear God.
don't know who that is.
Oh,
Boldo's the weird, like, what is it
he looks
called?
like
Oh,
some,
with Edward Scissorhand dude.
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
Edward Scissorhands walking
Okay.
like he's in
It's not
he's
Cairo.
in
It's
like
not
he's
chiropractor.
in some
What are those people
possession.
called?
Not shit. Kind of like a spidery walk. I'm trying to think on like what
Yeah,
it
I
looks like.
forget. There's a profession for that kind of movement. I forget the name of it though. But anyway, yeah, Tekken.
Yeah, but Chad, if you got bonus points for knowing what that is in Soul Calibur, you get a dream cookie. But
Type
Tekken.
shit.
So next question: what feels fundamentally better or worse now compared to launch Tekken 8?
Compared to launch Tekken 8.
No longer a Noah conversation. I am
Well,
officially at my desk.
so so here's the one thing that I've noticed. I'm gonna break it down first by talking about Jin specifically, and then I'll talk about the rest of the characters. So I got the demo of the game. Well, I mean everybody had access to the demo, but the first time me playing it before the game was out was the demo. And you could play Kazuya and Jin, and that was it. Kazuya felt like how Tekken always felt. You could do Wavu Wavu, you can sidestep in and out of the left and right, foreground, background, and the backdash felt pretty good. Jin felt like he was playing a completely different game. I mean, the only word I can describe is butter. You know what I'm saying? Like he felt like it's weird to say, but it's almost like he had aim assist in a fighting game. You know what I'm saying? It almost felt too easy to pilot him. And then when season one came around, a lot of characters felt like that. They felt like, it was handholdy, like in a way. It's weird to say that about a game like Tekken that's known for its, you know, precise movements and, its difficulty, but a and again, going back to the original question, Tekken 8 was about, closing that gap. It wasn't just about aggression. They wanted to close the gap between pros and casuals. And that's what I think caused the biggest ripple going on right now. But then season two came around and the movement felt better. The implementation of being able to sidestep out of crouch feels really, really good. It's a very nice defensive option. And being able to, mix up your heat approach with the heat dash, you can either do a standing or you can go for a crouching attack. That also feels good. It feels like they're trying to put more technical things into the game to kind of, give back to the players of old that like that methodical movement. The problem is in addition to the movement, they gave characters a bunch of attacks and tools that pretty much counteracted any type of movement.
Okay, so like technical implications that are a nod to legacy players.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Like the
I'm out of
biggest the
my.
biggest
I'm sorry.
the biggest thing is backdashing. Backdashing is, it being able to create whiffs with punishment is key, because like I said, Tekken, its identity is around movement, and because they stiffened up the movement for so many characters, you can't really create with punishment. You can't really sidestep and avoid stuff because everything like homing hits you in a way. So it's this weird like juggling of making people feel like that they can always hit, but also giving players freedom to do stuff defensively.
Next question. If a new player joined today, would Tekken 8 feel welcoming or overwhelming?
I'm gonna put this one to you, Noah, because you're technically a new player.
Oh, this shit is, yeah, for a new Tekken player. This is the best Tekken to get involved with. What? Because it's like the learning system in Tekken, like for all of its flaws in terms of just it being a complicated game, dude, it is so easy to learn the game. It's like they push you to they push you to get good. If the replay system is super interactive, like they go over the punishes with you. You want to talk about hand holding? They hold your hand to get better. Not only do they hold your hand in a negative way, but they do it in a positive way as well. They have the best replay system in terms of the new gen fighting games that are out. Like there's just so many tools that you can utilize within the game, and I'm really harping on the, and they set the trend with the ghost system that changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now granted, it didn't it changed the game in terms of innovation, but right now it's still clunky and not what it should be. But the overarching idea was so groundbreaking. Street Fighter got their hands on it now. You know
Yeah, I
what I
think
mean?
Street Fighter Season 3, they implemented their own ghost system.
Because and theirs is clunky as well, but they're playing big picture. Because once it's not clunky and it works smooth, man, the fact that you're gonna have a ghost that can mimic your gameplay to a T, or mimic a pro player's gameplay to a T, is going to be astronomical. You wouldn't even need to if you wanted to, you could just stay fighting your ghost or fighting someone else's ghost and just get better that way. You know what I mean? So the fact, like, it's yes,
A
yes,
computer that is a
and
gradually learning AI. That's actually really ingenious.
dude, bro. And the thing is,
Yeah,
right? A lot of people, they'll complain and be like, another reason why it's a good first Tekken to play is because even with all the complaining, and I would call fake dooming to a sense for some, there is a huge fucking player base, right? There's a huge player base. You're not gonna wait longer than 3 minutes unless you're a high rank to find a match. And even then, you're not gonna wait longer than 10 minutes. You know what I mean? They have an active player
you wait
base.
10 minutes and there's something wrong with the server.
Thank you, thank you.
Mm,
You're
okay.
you're gonna be you're not gonna wait longer than 10 minutes, no matter your rank,
You
right?
really aren't gonna wait more than like 2 minutes, truthfully, at
And
most. And
and
in terms of like high rank, you got to be like God 3 and up. Like you got to really be up there to not find matches.
and then the thing is with Tekken players, another reason why it's such a good first Tekken is because Tekken players really want you to play Tekken. Like I like
No, I
Like
don't.
Malcolm is
Fuck this
oh
game.
my god. Malcolm bought Tekken like 8 times when it came out. Just and then
Yeah,
he was willing to teach people to play Tekken. You know what
yeah.
I mean? But then you the deeper you go in the community, other Tekken players are on the same type of shit. They're like, no, 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 don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. I'll train you. Like they like
Damn.
they're so quick to say that because they know how daunting the game looks. Like, oh my god, all these moves, all this, I got the frames. But man, I don't know. I feel like that side of Tekken should be highlighted as well. There's a lot of doomy shit out here and a lot of negativity. But man, the Tekken players that are out there like Mac, like Skies, like Rem, dude, they give a shit, bro. Like they're down to just sit with you for hours and go over fucking tech and punishment and this and how to find your main. It's to the point where Ray, I don't know if he's still in the chat. I've been trying to get Ray to play Tekken for a minute. This is a prime example of what I mean by Tekken players only want to play Tekken. Like that is their shit. Like it's just Tekken. He wasn't really in the FGC. He was playing 2K and 2K and COD, and he finally decided to join the Tekken Sunday and buy the game. Now, anytime he sees me playing a game besides Tekken, he's like, "Oh, you're not serious about trying to learn. You're not trying to do this." Yeah, I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck,
Yeah.
But you're not.
dude?" And see, and yo, see, it's that hive mind Tekken mentality where
But
it's Tekken, 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 Tekken,
He
Tekken,
could.
Tekken,
going back to the to the original question. In terms of like this being like a first person's Tekken, I mean, as somebody who's like struggled a lot learning the game, like and inputs and stuff like that, this is the first ever game where I would even say, like, despite the fact that the community is very kind, they bitch a lot, but they're pretty chill. And you know, there's guides and in-depth character analysis and all of that stuff. This is the first Tekken where you actually don't even need any of that. You can, I would solemnly like, I would put money on it, like bank that if you were a brand new, not just Tekken player, but this is your first ever fighting game, you could get good at Tekken, or at the very least, get to an immediate intermediate level on your own with the stuff and the tools that
Facts,
Tekken 8 gives you.
facts, without having to go on YouTube and let me check this. Like
Yeah,
Blasted Salami was
Mhm.
carrying the fucking boat for Tekken
yeah.
7 players. Facts.
Hmm.
Now the infrastructure that Tekken 8 has, it's like its own Blasted Salami because you
And
can
they,
literally go and find the best whoever player in the world and they track their matches for you, and they have third party websites like EWG and
uh,
Wavy Wank
EWVF.
and Wavy Wank where they track all of your matches since you installed. And so now you get to see what matchups you're good at, this and this, and this is what I'm saying. Like these third party like unofficial official sites are people from the community that just want you to get in there. You know what I mean? So it's yeah, it's awesome.
The only the only negative thing that I would say about the way that they approach it though, so like they tried it in a very good way. Like there's a mode in the game called Arcade Quest. And Arcade Quest is more or less like, you know, a single player. You make your avatar for the Tekken Lounge and you know, play a series of matches. They teach you the mechanics, what the buttons do, you know, how to use your heat, how to use your rage, you know, give you combo challenges and stuff like that. My only problem with that is that it kind of misses the mark at what Tekken is at its core. Like it teaches you how to play the game the way that they wanted people to play Tekken 8. They harp on that aggression and they harp on that, yeah, you can just press these buttons and win. And these buttons are really powerful. And what happens is a lot of people, especially like we have perfect examples of plenty of members in our Discord who, you know, they got to a point where it was like purple rank or blue rank and they just felt really stuck, and then we played them and we were like, bro, you don't even know how to really move your character. You don't even really know what your character does at this point. And it's because the game is so good at teaching people how to play Tekken 8 that you forget how to play Tekken fundamentally. And that's where, community comes in.
That way you see the bigger picture of neutral, not just this game's neutral, but the
Mhm.
IP's neutral, like the whole blueprint or like the flow of what Tekken neutral is supposed to be. Not Tekken 8's
Right.
neutral, but Tekken's neutral.
Yeah. One of the biggest, like, a perfect example is like one of the most common memes I saw when Tekken 8 first dropped. Is everybody was like, what the fuck does that star input mean in your character move list? And it means neutral. And they're like, but what does that mean? It means don't press anything. And they're like, but it's an attack. How do I? And it's stuff like that that the game still doesn't explain. And the creator Harada did that on purpose. Like, Tekken is an arcade game. A lot of people don't know that anymore, but Tekken came from the arcades, and he intentionally made tech and like put all of this stuff in. He didn't. He was so against frame data, and he did that because he wanted community. He wanted us to do what the Tekken players do: teach each other, give each other tech. It was intentional, and I respect that to a degree, but it is, it's 2026. Don't nobody want to talk to anybody anymore.
For some damn
Type shit.
reason.
I feel like, and this is what I'm saying, right? Like, he did his job. Like, mission
Yeah.
complete is what I'm saying. Because he was aiming for community, and behind Street Fighter, it's the most active game. Don't listen to the hype, right? Do not listen to the hype. People are on Tekken and they're on it fervently and they give a shit. Okay? And if you don't even believe us, right? Don't even fucking excuse me. Don't even like just take our word as gospel. Just go on Twitch and type up Tekken and see how many people are on it. Then if you have the game, go on ranked and set a timer and see how long you'll be waiting for a match. Go on quick match and do the same thing. Or go on YouTube and look up all these beef sets and see how passionate these people are getting. The money that's being put up. People care, bro. Don't let them fool you. You know what I mean?
It's also in Tekken's favor that they pretty much are the only three-dimensional fighter left. Like, Soul Calibur is around, and it does have a community and a fan base, and so does Virtua Fighter. And Dead or Alive. Those are the only other three that are like 3D fighters,
Yeah.
but they all were like stuck in Tekken's shadow. Tekken was just too good of a game to like the other games couldn't stand a chance.
Type shit.
Well, Tekken's also the only one out of that hierarchy that is also still getting updated.
Correct. But there is a new Virtua Fighter on the way, so we'll see.
Alright, so one
Are
has a
you
chance to step to the side of the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
do you plan on like so Max already said that he's down, like he's actually, going to get the Virtual Fighter 6. Like, how do you feel about Virtual Fighter 6, Rod? Do you plan on indulging, like, and like, what's your approach to these fighting games in general? You know what I mean? Like, do you like? I know you said you visit Tekken, but like, would you go as far as to say like you would enter a tournament? Like, would you try and not even enter a tournament? Would you try and like lab the game and get better? Things like that.
Yes, if I have a character that I like and that I can stick with for more than like a half an hour or whatnot, and I feel like I really vibe with them, then it's a character that I take with me in my journey. That way I'm not confused about frames per se. I have a character, I have a game plan, and so I try to see how my game plan aligns with hers, and then that's how I can start to have better game sense by being more familiar with my character as I enjoy the game. For Tekken, that was doable. It took a bit before I landed at Asuka because I bounced between like 3 and 4 different characters before I got to Asuka. For Virtual Fighter, I could never really get involved with that game because there's nothing about it that really felt visually appeasing. But I understand its fundamental importance to the foundation of older generation fighting games. A game I am going to try to see if I can get into, I did buy it when it was on sale, was City of the Wolves. And try to see how I can learn that one a little bit and figure out how more about how Fatal Fury's neutral works. Like, the point on why I pick up a lot of these other games or more um, traditional style games is to help patch up more of the fundamental structure of my game plan and how I think, how I do my core neutral. That way, visiting more games outside the main game helps me figure that out. Hey, Casual Catalogs, thanks with the follow. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. And so, labbing these different games helps me to figure out more, just more neutral in the bigger picture outside of my main games. The only one where I didn't really learn neutral, I had to just try and pick up neutral on the fly when I went into it, was probably Mortal Kombat.
It's funny though that you mentioned Mortal Kombat because out of all of the fighting games, the players that have the easiest time transitioning from their game to Tekken is usually Mortal Kombat players. And to my knowledge, I think that that's because Mortal Kombat is the only other game, fighting game, that uses the limb system of square, triangle, X, and circle controlling an individual limb.
Them and Injustice, but yeah, more so Mortal
Oh
Kombat.
well, Injustice falls under NRS, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much my game plan whenever it is I approach a new game. Is like the main thing that I look at because when I first got into fighting games, the main thing that I love now that I hated when I first got started in the game was the neutral.
The neutral
Yeah,
is what you
understanding the
said.
neutral, understanding like the calm before the
Yeah,
storm, and then the more you understand about the calm, the more you can actually control the calm, thus controlling the storm.
yeah. I think neutral is one of those things that's always not glazed over, but players of like, well, I mean, casual players. I don't think that they ever really learn that because they don't even really know what it means per se. Like the idea behind footsies, and this is why I think Street Fighter will always be on top, is like that's what it is being able to understand what spacing is, being able to understand what it means to like intentionally bait out your opponent and stuff like that. And it's really, really easy. And I know that I'm a victim of this because I play a ton of fighting games, but I don't ever learn neutral in all of them because I get stuck in the combo vortex. I'll pick up some characters that I love and I'll just sit and do combo challenges all day and never actually learn neutral.
Hmm.
It's said with pro players, like they can tell if you're good just off of your movement alone. So
Mm,
if you have pissy movement and it's obvious, then you're already dead. You know what
yeah.
I mean? And that's neutral in a nutshell. And like Max said, people scroll past that part. And unfortunately, you just can't. You know what I mean? I mean, you could do whatever the fuck you want, but it's not
You can't
wise.
if you're trying to go beyond being a casual.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no
To be
neutral.
honest, you can't even really do it if you're trying to be like intermediate. Like if you're like when I say casual player, I mean like you play the game but you don't go on ranked. You do everything else, you have fun with the game, but you don't go on ranked, you don't go to tournaments, you don't care like that. But a lot of players that do go on ranked never learn that neutral part, and then that's where the stagnation comes from. And it's like Noah said, like that type of stuff is just easily weeded out immediately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because people will say like, "Oh, I want to get good at the game," and whatever, whatever, and then not do the basics like fucking work on your movement. Not even fucking labbing a combo, working on your defense and shit like. No, just work on your KBDs. Work on
You don't even need to
sidestep,
do that. You can
sidewalk,
just backdash.
or just backdash.
Bringing
Work
backdash
on backdash.
has a special sometimes. Doesn't hurt to have it in the
Work
back
on
Mhm.
pocket.
work on work on your ducks, right? You know what I mean? Get your side walks and your side steps together, type shit. Understand where your opponent is weak at when you do the side walk and side step. You know what I mean? And people don't do that part. So it's
And it's
and then it's that part right there where these same people go on the internet and cry about the balancing of the game.
mhm.
It's like, oh really? Now you you don't really give a shit.
Yeah, that string that I was spamming that got me 10 ranks up isn't working anymore. Rebalance the game.
Yep, game's ass. Review
Mhm.
bomb. You're not. People are jokes. All right. Anyways, next question. Like,
And it.
what the fuck?
What happened?
What's up?
What single change from season 2 had the biggest impact on how the game is played?
They said it was supposed to be a defensive patch, and it wasn't. They gave us the crouch sidestep shit, and then they told us to eat shit.
Well, I mean, it's
And
not. I mean, that's not necessarily a change. What happened was in terms of the change with season two is when it's not even season two. That's the common discretion is that season two as a whole was bad, and really it wasn't season two. It was the Anna patch. The Anna patch was like I was saying earlier, where they gave us a bunch of new defensive options and they gave us a little bit of movement. They tuned down a lot of the hyper aggressive stuff and the stuff that was spammable, like Jin's heat smash and June's strings being able to just do whatever the fuck they want. And unfortunately, what happened then was, and you can literally, if you look at most of the characters' new moves, because since Tekken 7, every time a new season drops, the characters get new moves. A lot of the characters' new moves
What?
was some sort of safe mid option that allows you to continue your aggression. So, like Noah said, it was supposed to be a defensive patch, but then what they did was is they gave everybody a brand new abusable offensive option. Perfect example is for my character Yoshimitsu. I have a mid string that allows me to put you in an immediate 50-50 mix up, and it tracks to my weak side. Like a lot of characters got that type of advantage, and that was the biggest problem. There was you gave everybody a new toy to basically spam, and you can even see it in some certain tournament play where it was like, why would I ever do anything other than the new move I got? Because that's how powerful a lot of these moves were. It's like in some cases they just negated a character's whole like kit. You just use that universal move.
Damn. That does kind of sound unfair.
But I
it,
mean, immediately afterwards, so that's where the Dooman thing comes from. Because immediately afterwards, they brought up Fakumram. They brought Fakumram and they brought Armor King, right? And those
Oh,
two
that's smart.
characters, I mean, one, they were already the most popular characters in Tekken 7. They were the most played characters in Tekken 7. But
Yeah.
unlike Anna, who feels like this cheap, literally, like there's no other way to say it. Like she's a cheap hoe. She's got a rocket that hits you. She has a projectile in a like. I'm not even gonna get into it. Point is Falcon and Armor King kind of dialed it back in terms of their play style. A lot of common things that I hear is like they're still playing Tekken 7, but in a good way. Like their playstyle is based off of movement, their new tools, while everybody gets a brand new 50-50 mix up, it's not so oppressive that it feels unfair. And when those two characters dropped, they did a little bit of more tuning. It's been so long, I don't remember specifically what they tuned. But after Fucker Mom and Armor King came, a lot of the community was like, okay, we're going in the right direction. It's not enough, but we're going in the right direction. And even Miarizo, the newest character that dropped, she was like, she came out with all the flair and
Oh,
anime explosions and stuff.
the chick from
And she
Africa.
essentially was the reincarnation of Ogre, who was the boss of Tekken 3. And more or less, basically, people were so petrified that, bro, we were going in a good direction, and now you're going to give us this giant character that throws around explosions and stuff. Miarizo is a very balanced character, and she's super steppable. In fact, so is Falcon. Like, that right there is a good thing. Character having an obvious weakness. And that's what they need to do with season 3 is characters need to go back to having obvious weaknesses. For some reason they considered like a character should just have a full complete kit and no obvious weakness. And that made this game feel suffocating no matter who you were playing. You know, a lot of the times Noah and I and the rest of the people in the Cord we joke about tier lists and stuff, but everybody's fucking good. Like there's not a single weak character in the game, and that makes this really weird balance of like, well, if everybody's good, then nobody's good, you know?
Damn, the syndrome effect in real time in a video game. I didn't think I'd actually see that in this era.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. The best example that I always use of this is Hwarong. Hwarong is a scrub killer. He is notorious scrub killer. He's a taekwondo fighter. He does all the kicks and stuff. He's got the stances and stuff. It's just oppression, oppression, oppression. His biggest weakness was always you can sidestep. You can sidestep his stances and you can properly like duck a lot of his stuff. They gave him a mid check off of one of his primary string things that he uses to go in, and then they gave him a homing low. So you can't sidestep because it's a homing low, and you can't duck because now he has a mid check option. Now he has no weakness. And it's a lot of characters that are like that that have that problem.
Allegedly. Okay.
Not Azucena, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, what was
Nah,
wrong with Azucena in season 1, man?
I mean, she's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I didn't get a chance to, enjoy
Yeah.
it because, fuck me.
Mhm.
So, yep, just got to eat shit. But yeah, I feel like when your character is or broken or just obviously strong, like I would say I don't think Jin is broken, but he's obviously strong. It's one of those things where it's like own it, right? Because I feel like downplaying is the most toxic shit you could do to the fight to the FGC. If you're
That's like a
now, if you're,
FGC meme at that point. It's like, no, my character isn't broken.
you know what I'm
plays
saying?
plays fucking Vegeta blue.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's
Yoshi's out
so
here.
toxic. Like just own your bullshit. Like all right, I strongly feel like and now I'm gonna sound like a down player, but like I strongly feel like Azucena is. I feel like
Never my
Azucena
character.
is no, never. She's high tier mid, right?
She's high
She's
tier mid with a stance that auto parries lows and highs
so, but
and
see,
throws.
but look, I'm not gonna be up here on
hmm
the pod talking about that's not fucking broken. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what I mean. But it's also well, it's broken. No one else can do that, and she can, you gotta input it manually. She can parry mids.
She has a
That's kind of
she has a
crazy.
she has a punch parry. So she has a parry option for every option in Tekken: low, throw, mid, high. The only other characters that do that is Leroy Actually, that's it. It's just Leroy. Leroy's the only other character that does it, but it makes sense for Leroy's character to parry everything because he does Wing Chun. Wing
Right,
Chun is a defensive fighting style in real life. What the fuck? This bitch is
Getting,
an MMA fighter. Why could you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like
You guys know
she's
bro,
Ip
supposed to
Man,
be a
you know.
striker, not a parrier.
bro, you getting schmooved on. That's
Oh
tough.
my.
You'll be alright.
That's it.
You get what I'm saying?
Listen. I will fully admit, like my character was broken on release for sure. He had Yoshimitsu has always been a mid slash low tier character, and it's because even though he has the most tools in the game, he has a tool for every situation, but you have to know how to use that tool. If you didn't understand the entire cast, you couldn't properly play Yoshimitsu. That's always been his biggest uh, hurdle, and that's why I like playing him. In Tekken 8, they gave him 3-1, which was a kick into a helicopter, and you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted after that. And then they buffed up his healing, and they made Flash hit you a half a mile away.
Ew.
Now they took all of that away in season 2, so I'm sad. But people still like to complain about Flash because like Flash is an interrupt tool. It's an interrupt tool in an aggressive game. So of course people don't like that. Of course people don't like Asuzena's parry and stuff like that. Like I I don't remember when it was. I think it was at the start of season 2 where yeah, no, oh my god. I just had a memory. So
Lay it
Heat.
on me.
So in Heat in season 1, when you did a Heat engager, which was like a specific attack that puts you into Heat, you were plus 17 in season 1. What that meant was is you could freely go for anything after you get a Heat engager off. They dialed it back. Now you're only plus 8, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not a frame expert, but the point is you don't get to do whatever you want after Heat anymore. And Twitter blew the fuck up. So many people were so mad at that change, and it's like you guys wanted Tekken to go back to its roots. You wanted Tekken to be about movement, defense, and technical fighting. They're trying to do this, and then the first egregious mistake that they fix, y'all bitch about it. Come on, dog. What are we talking about?
Niggas
Shut
need to
up
go
and put
back to
in a
not being a
shut up and put
bitch.
in a quarter.
Nah, seriously.
Yeah,
When
you know
people had
what?
to
I'm actually for
invest
that.
their own money into this shit, yeah, bro.
hmm
That way you didn't rely on the internet in order to try and be the know-it-all and all that stuff. You actually had to just figure that shit out on your own, and then you were literally guessing, or you took the time to stay your ass in the lab and learn it.
You know what I'm saying?
I learned how to Hadouken at Street Fighter 2, and I took everybody's barbershop money.
Damn.
Type
And they just
shit.
had to fucking hold that.
That's it. You'll be alright.
Yeah.
You will be okay.
Yeah, you didn't need a haircut anyway, nigga. Take your raggedy.
Nah,
Mm.
nah, but for real though, like, and that's another thing. I know it's kind of off topic, but
Hmm.
I no, I said that's another thing. I know it's kind of off topic, but like, just a lot of bitch ass niggas though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
just a
Yeah.
lot of bitch ass, like sissy ass. Oh my god, this is
I mean,
not
really,
Weenie Hut Junior, bro. This is the FGC, bro. Learn the fucking matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
it's
that kind of goes back to the original point that you said at the beginning of this, Rod, was like, what did Tekken 8 did Tekken 8 set out to do its goal? And that ultimately like bring it like even though it was a bit off topic, it really wasn't because Tekken 8's goal was to promote aggression and to make it so that anybody could win any match. If you watch pro gameplay of season 1, it would look no different than me and Noah's ranked matches, and that's not a good thing. You should be when a pro player picks up the sticks and they're on the grand final stage of Evo, it should not look like you and your boys are playing on the big stage. It shouldn't look like
uh,
that.
come
Damn.
on, man.
Should
Come
look more
on, dude.
exquisite, or I guess more of a refined taste of neutral and commitment,
hmm
pressure, punish, and
What
the works.
hmm
what we see going on here though? It's an amalgamation of bullshit because everybody's playing the same. That's what he's saying. Everybody's playing the same. Everybody is picking the same fucking characters. There's no identity. And and not only is everybody playing the same, as in like everyone's kind of running the same script, but the characters in the game they play the same. Like it's
But they
stance
can't.
dancing. Everyone
That's
has a
the
stance.
Yeah, that's the problem though. And this is why. And you know what? They know it. You know, the Namco knows where they fucked up because they literally said season 3 is back to basics. And the reason why they did that is because everybody is playing the same, not because they want to, but because they can't do anything else. Because trying to do something outside of the flowchart will get you killed, pretty much. Like the flowchart is that powerful that it's like, why would I ever do anything else? Because at the end of the day, whether it's casual or for grand finals, people play fighting games to win. I mean, that's just what it is, you know.
That's true.
And
But it's
there's nothing
unfortunate
wrong
that
with
the
that, but it's like
expression is limited to
when you
that.
strip when you strip the identity from player expression. Remember, like, so Rod, I don't know how much you are in the trenches of Tekken, but they announced Bob, right?
I'm
And
familiar with
I
Mr.
wasn't.
Bob.
Yeah, and for me, it was like, oh, okay, whatever. No, bro, Bob is. I don't know who was crying, but niggas were like crying like real tears.
Rukang, and I think it was Uslan.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
They
Arslan
were
that.
they
Ashe.
were like not Arslan. I forget his name. He's a Korean player. Starts with a U.
Also,
Ulsan. Yeah.
bro.
Ulsan and Rukane, they were like Bob is back because they're Bob mains, and that's what fighting games are all about. It's the characters carry the fighting game. That's what makes Tekken so legendary, and why it's so is why so many people are bitching. It's why so many people are so upset with the state of the game because they essentially took away they took away their a piece of themselves, you know? When like you don't even really play Tekken like that, right, Rod? But you still came in here and was like, I'm an Asuka main. You know? It's stuff like that where and Asuka is a defensive character who, utilizes her stances and evasion. She can turtle a little bit, but she also has her, that Kazama style parry, right?
Yeah,
In this game, she's so fucking strong and aggressive. She has an install. She doesn't need to ever like utilize her parry, and that's like her signature attack is her parry, and she doesn't even need to use it. That doesn't make any sense.
it feels like a
Yeah, dude.
almost like a contrast of an identity for what the character's supposed to
Hmm.
do. Powerful as it
But
is.
it's a simple and easy fix though.
Is
That's
it
what's
though?
that, well because that's why I feel like the players anyway are so mad. Just like when you homogenize these characters where they all play the same and no one has their own character specific identity, like, and everyone has stances now. Like
Well, that's the reason why I'm like, is it that easy? Because you can't. I mean, in the literal sense, yes, you could, but in reality, you can't undo it. You can't undo this character's stance. You can't undo the new move that you gave them. Because if you do, you have to build the character like from a game design perspective. If you did something like that, now you got to make the character from scratch again, which is what they did with Tekken 8. They rebuilt their entire cast from scratch. They've been using the same like Tekken models since Tekken 5. Tekken 5, 6, 7 tag, they've been using the exact same models and move sets and stuff. Tekken 8 is the first Tekken where they were like, nope, from scratch, from the ground up, we're doing all of this. And people are like, well, yeah, they'll fix it. And it's like, I want to be excited for season 3. I really do. But it's like, how much can they really fix though? Because you can't undo certain shit. Even if you made the homing move that with Huarong launch punishable, which I think it is launch punishable, it doesn't change the fact that he has a homing low. You can't undo that.
Mm.
my thing is, isn't that what season 3 is all about? Back to the basics. Would it be so wrong for them to take out some moves?
Bro,
Would it
you
be
want to
so
you
wrong?
You think that they were bitching before. You thought, bro, listen. Basically what you're asking, imagine if you know that new kick that Asusana got out of Libitor, the little like flipping mid. Imagine they were like, nah, she don't have that no more.
Well, the thing is, how much trouble is Tekken 8 in? How bad was season 2 really?
Not really that bad. I mean, the game as a whole,
It was
I feel is
weirdly divisive.
relatively. It's a weird state that it's in because on the one hand, it is balanced because everybody's strong. You can literally, but Tekken's always been like that because of its movement, not because of the moves that characters had or how strong characters were. The movement would carry you. You know, if you had good reads and good whiff punishment, anybody could win. You know, I mean, Rangchu proved that in Tekken 7. He won the Tekken World Tour with Panda, who was the worst character in the fucking game.
What
But
the
in
hell?
Tekken 8, it's like, yeah, you can win with Panda, but it's because Panda has, this X, Y, and Z move now. It's not the same.
Drastic, if it what I forgot the saying. Drastic things, drastic measures, whatever the fuck. If it's that bad, then let it be that bad and attack it as appropriately. You know what I mean? If it's not that bad, then like I, I don't know. Put it like this. Let's hold them to their word. They said season 3, back to the basics. Fine. Back to the basic it is. If we get more of the same, I'm telling you right now, bro. It's over if they don't stick this landing over here. It's over.
I
And
mean,
and, and I'm not even being dramatic. Like I think I'll speak for me. It's over if this patch is ass. The characters hype. The direction it looks like they're going in terms of how they
yeah,
implemented the characters, hype.
I can't wait to
If
beat
this
people up as Roger.
if this patch is ass, shut it down and let's talk about Tekken 9, bro. There's too many good games coming out.
Are there? Because
Yes.
2XKO was supposed to be good.
2XKO are okay. Well, to be
2SKO
fair,
is holding, but it's going over a couple of rough patches after Falsies. They'll get over that hurdle. Just
yeah,
So would you not say that Tekken 8 is doing the same?
I would say
in that
well
same
no because
sense, to a degree.
Tekken 8 has been in drastic measures for at least a year and we're being kind. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I don't know. And now my fanboy bias is coming out, but it's
That's
literally
fair.
just you literally all they have to do. The biggest problem with this game, like fuck everything else we just said, heat, aggression, all it. The biggest problem in this game, and you could literally just pull a clip of it up on Twitter, is the tracking. The tracking is the biggest issue
My
with
god.
this game. You literally, I see it. I've seen it on Twitter where Kazuya has this attack where he punches forward. It's a very slow. I think it's called patricide fist. He punches forward, and it's like a 20 frame attack. So many. I've been on rank where I side walked it, not a side step. I stepped to the side and continued to move, and the move clipped me. But there's always on Twitter, there's a clip of him like punching the air and my character flying back. That's the biggest problem. I don't know what they did in Unreal Engine 5, but they need to turn it off. That's all they have to do. If moves did not track so absurdly, there's been videos. I think IMOP does some of the best video like examples of it.
He
Lily
does.
has some of the best sidestep in the game. She does have the best sidestep in the game. Naturally, her stance, like she just avoids moves just because her stance is the way that it is. And she can't sidestep certain attacks because of how aggressively the character will track them. And even if she can sidestep it, the character will still try its dance. It's like a feral monster trying to catch her. Like I seen Brian do this one string, and she sidewalked it. She didn't get hit by it, but he was like right in front of her by the time the string was over. He should have been kept going straight. There's no reason why he should have been following her the entire time.
I agree. But this is why, I mean, you're preaching to the choir because we said this going into season 2. You know what I mean? The
And they
same
didn't
thing
and they
that
didn't turn it off. Then they didn't turn it off. That was the problem. They didn't turn it off and they gave us more tracking. That
and
is
not
the
just more
fucking
tracking,
problem.
they gave us power these power mids and a defensive patch. This is what I'm saying, Mac. Like, I hear you. I want the FGC is better when Tekken is thriving. That's a fact. But that doesn't like it doesn't we like two things can be true. Like, yes, it's a small fix and we can go back to our happy place and everything's good. But fanboy aside, bro, I would be willing to bet that you would be willing to bet that, yeah, if they drop the if season 3 is a season 2 with different characters, it's over.
No, I'm still gonna be playing.
You will still be playing for sure. I still play fighters, but for all intents and purposes, it's over. That we're not
I
at
mean,
combo breaker.
the
You
only
guys will
people that
still
are
no.
gonna drop the game.
You guys will still be at. What I'm saying is this is how you lose the foothold. This is how you turn into a Mortal Kombat. Shit like this, where you keep repeating the same shit over and over again after you have the answer on how not to fuck it up. And MK kept on abusing their goodwill because they're MK, and then what? Now your game is dead. Now your game is dead. For all
They
intents and
didn't even make
purposes, it's dead.
Evo.
Didn't even make Evo. So what I'm saying is, this is an MK moment, not just for Tekken, but for Bandai. Just like Warner Brothers had their moment with 2 games, Multiverses and fucking Mortal Kombat. This is a MK moment for Tekken. Yeah, people
I don't
still play.
know.
Okay, yeah, to
I
each his own
think.
at that point.
Well, so
That's a good
like
point, BJ.
fanboy. What yeah.
No, over in my chat. You should be able to
Oh, I was
sidestep
just
attacks. Otherwise, what's the point in playing with the Z-axis and just not playing a 2D fighter at that point?
right, right. I, I think that the biggest problem is, and I could be wrong, but I think because Tekken's always had a very, very large casual audience, because it's one of the few games where you can customize your character as in depth as you can. So, because of the gigantic casual audience that Tekken has and always will have, I think the problem is that there's just too much parroting going on, and I don't really think like the tracking is absurd, and certain characters do need to be fine tuned. Everybody needs to be tuned down in general, but I don't think it's MK level of despair. I think people are going to say that. People are going to yell that to the clouds and tweet about it, but Tekken's still going to be at Evo. Tekken's still going to have its numbers. It's
But
very hard for a game like, and the reason why is because Tekken doesn't Tekken doesn't have any competition. It's a 3D fighting game, and there's no other 3D fighting game. Virtua
well, that's
Fighter's around the corner, but
that's
I was
but
about to
see
say it's kind
no,
of
but
outlived all of its
it's
competition.
that right there though, Mac. It's that right there. You have these games. You have other games now. Yes, for sure, the 3D niche. You can only live off of that vine for so long. You know what I mean? And then you just have the optics of Harada not being there, pressing the buttons, working the magic behind the scenes. It's gonna be it. I'm now. Granted, in 2 years' time, if season 3 fails, yes, they will still be at Evo, but it's one of those slow burns where you would have ripped away at the goodwill that you've created at you're basically they're still writing off of the goodwill that they created from Tekken 7. And what I'm saying is you had from the end of Tekken 7 all the way to whenever season 3 drops. And if you waste your last bit of goodwill, sure, 2 years from now, yeah, you'll still be at Evo. Let Virtual Fighter be decent. Let Dead or Alive come back out with a new Dead or Alive. Let Soul Calibur come out and let them all be decent, or at least one of them rise to the top. You're going to be in an MK situation. And it's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be like, see, told you so in year 1 or 2, probably even year 3. But I guarantee you, you'll be in a situation where they announce Tekken 9 and it's going to be a dull roar if they drop the ball right here. That's just me, though.
Yeah, it is just you.
It's a fair observation though, because like
It is.
it's not so much like the way the balance patches and all the releases go. It's how it starts. That's why season
Hmm.
two was so daunting, because it started out very bad, and then they had to make an uphill climb in order to bring us back to end of season one. Now at the end of season two.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it started, to be fair, Tekken 8 came out and it wasn't this love fest. It was like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
Oh, that too, Blue Jay.
And
Yeah.
it was evident when the pros weren't able to transfer like seamlessly like they did from 6 to 7, and you got, for all intensive purposes, mashers placing in tournaments that would have never placed in 7 ever, according to Tekken savants. They would have
Easy.
never placed in 7. But here they are, just rubbing their forehead against the controller, getting top 8 placement. And so, but Tekken 8 season 1 was bearable because week 1 they came out with a hot patch. That gave us the goodwill, like, okay. They care. This sucks. What is heat? Let's get used to that. This all sucks. But okay, they care. It was when they dropped the nuclear bomb of season 2. And remember, don't forget the stages. Remember that stage shit? That was bad. Like, they had a lot of fumbles, dude. The Anna shit. Horrible. You know what I mean? There was just it was a free fall. And what kept them from falling apart, I believe anyway, was the real core. But now you're eating away at the core if season 3's bad. Yeah, the casuals dipped off, and that's why you got the mixed review bomb. The core stayed.
I don't.
You
I don't well, so yeah, there was a lot of people like complaining and not like being jazzed about the aggressive like undertone of Tekken 8, but Tekken 8 still like Tekken 8's day one sales still like doubled that of Tekken 7. And then even then in their first, year they got 2 million copies sold. As of right now, they're on pace to outperform Tekken 7, even with all the roo rah rah, and that's why I'm so like indifferent about those type of things. Don't get me wrong, I think that the game could be better, but I still hold firm on the fact that I think people want a villain, and they're trying to make that Tekken.
fair enough.
People that like playing the game, though, everybody likes to be a villain in that regard.
True. But like, I don't know. Because the way that because I've been, like I said, I've been playing Tekken for a long time, and for years and years and years and years, people have always been like, "No, I don't want to play Tekken. It's too hard. No, I don't want to play Tekken. I don't want to play Tekken. It's too hard." Tekken 8, I've never heard so many people say, "Nah, man, this is my first Tekken. I love it." And that's my first impression, and that still holds true even through season 1 and through season 2 and stuff like that. And I mean, even Noah, like I mean, you're not wrong with like that they got to stick the landing and all of that. But even you at the start of season 2, you were like, bro, what is everybody complaining about? This feels fine. And that's I can't shake that. That's
No,
the problem. I
but
go ahead.
I like Ray came in for like respectfully, even with me, even though it's my opinion, in that regard, my opinion didn't matter. Well, it matters because like I'm a player and my voice matters, whatever, whatever. But I wasn't the core. Like, bro, you've had to get me re-energized to keep playing the game. I would get my rank.
But you guys are the core though. People like you and Ray are the core now. Like
Well,
that's why I bring
no,
it up.
no, but what I'm saying is what I guess what I really mean to say is legacy players. Like I'm not a legacy player. I don't come from seven. I played seven, but I wasn't there at seven going to, on rank and shit like that trying to get better at the game. That was a
But
whole new
legacy
game.
players aren't what keep a game afloat. You
About to
know,
say,
MK's going through what MK's going through because even casual players don't want to play.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, well, that's where I would fight back because the the reason why the the legacy players carry is because when it's a Discord game, you're not getting casuals in there. You're like you'll be hard pressed to find a casual on multi blood. You'll be hard pressed to find a casual on them fighting herds. Those are true believers. Those are, for all intents and purposes, legacy players. Like you're there because you want to be there, type thing. With Tekken, how you got people. What the goal is for these fighting games is to cause the flip. You grab their attention with the game, and then you flip them to a core fan, like with myself and Ray. But
Yeah, but you don't
so
need
what?
to be good at the game to be a core
No, I didn't
fan.
say that. I didn't say that. I I didn't say that. I'm saying that's the purpose of casuals. Like you make the game good enough to where casuals play it, but the goal is to flip them into core players, like core people. You don't got to place in top 8 to be a core player, but you have to be a consistent player of the game to be a core player, to where you can feel the ins and outs of the game. At that point, I was still haphazardly in the game. I got my blue rank by season 2. I mission complete. I'm back on fighters doing other shit. And when I would come back, it's like, yeah, it's fine but I'm also not there consistently enough to. I'm not ingratiated enough in the game to have an opinion where, if I'm being truthful, where a casual should listen to my opinion. You know what I mean? If you're just asking me like, like I could say, oh yeah, this game's awesome, and give you bad information on why it's awesome because of my lack of understanding. You know what I mean? And that's where that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like at that point in time, I wasn't committed enough on the game to have a deep understanding like the core players do have a deep understanding, or even just that deep love for the game. You know what I mean? To where it's like, yes, you know what I mean? If that for fighters, yes, I could have that. That's just like you saying, yo, you came to fighters, and I know that this doesn't hold, but I'm just saying, for example, if you were to come to fighters and be like, yeah, it's fine over here, it's cool, whatever. Yeah, but you're a casual. Like you visit fighters. You know what I mean? So your opinion holds a lot less weight than that of a legacy player. That's what I'm saying.
What do you think, Rod?
I think in terms of weight versus distribution in this regard, I feel legacy players are a part of the core audience, but they're not the predominant core audience. I feel that the casuals are still the predominant core audience.
The predominant core. Can you elaborate on what you mean by predominant core audience?
They're the 51% to the 49. They're the ones that's the
Really?
majority. I do believe that the casual is the more predominant base for Tekken.
Do you believe that for fighting games as a whole,
Yeah,
or are you saying for Tekken specifically?
For
I would agree with Rod.
I can't say that completely for every game because I haven't studied every game's ecosystem, but I can say confidently for most games, the casual is the 51% that allows the bloodstream for companies' focal point to still keep resurging into these areas and these marketing lanes. And then it's the competitive player or the more invested player that actually builds an idea off of those movements.
I mean,
Okay.
to even summarize it more than that, I would say it's as simple as this: that the pros are the ads, but the money is the casuals. You know, the ad doesn't matter as much if the like an ad doesn't matter if you're never going to buy the product. You know what I mean?
I need to compare and contrast to this. This is fascinating. So I I find that extremely hard to believe because in a major tournament, put it like, oh, okay, do you feel like more casuals were watching the Super Bowl yesterday or more diehard football fans?
Casuals.
I feel it's 50-50 because there's a lot of people that I know that would tune in to watch mainly the Super Bowl ads as much as they want to see whomever is there. Now, I will say the ratio or the vibes will shift depending upon who's in the Super Bowl. Because who's there determines, in my opinion, the ratio of how many more casuals are tuning in specifically for either the ads or the halftime show more than the actual game.
But I mean, even that right there, though, the simple fact that there are Super Bowl ads and it's become a cultural thing where people are just showing up for advertisement, like
That's
that's
huge.
casual 101 right there. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know what a football looks like, but that ad, man, listen, that ad was so funny. Like that's like that. I mean, and it can I mean, it really can go to anything. Really, it's not just fighting games. It's shooting games. It's racing games. All the like,
It's just the premise of marketing. That's all. What do you
So
have that has
okay,
I
consistent
like
retention?
because I'm still a casual. Like I have my name for a reason. Like Tekken is the only game I sweat about. But bro, hold on. I have my PlayStation up right now. Hold on. Let me look at this shit. I have a library of games, right?
Ooh, right on.
I got 450 games on this shit that I've bought. How many of them do you think I've even looked at after I bought it?
20.
You know what I'm saying? But because I bought that game, I'm still a number on that game's progress. You know what I mean?
so
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'll even fortify your point even more. I looked it up through the AI chatbot. Casual fans watch the Super Bowl more on average than diehard fans, in the sense that massive overall audience, over 120 plus million viewers in recent years, is heavily driven by casual or non-core viewers, while die-hard avid core fans represent a smaller, more dedicated, but proportionally lesser portion of the total viewership. So then, okay, then my thought process switches to like you have to stick the landing even more now.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but the thing is they already did though. Like so this is the thing, right? So like for pros and stuff like that, and I'm gonna use you as an example because of your whole Dragon Ball Fighters crusade that you've been on. Like, yes, I know you're not a pro, but you're in the pro category. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are the loudest. Casuals don't give a fuck about balance. Casuals give a fuck about what's my swag looking like. They announced this game. There's Kunimitsu, so you already got an anime girl. You got Bob the fan favorite. You got Kangaroo, fucking random ass like what's that? A boxing kangaroo? Oh my god, that shit look funny as hell. And
That's
then
the
on top
casual
of
pick
that,
right there.
already on release right now because today you can buy it today. If you buy the season pass early today, you get extra cosmetics off rip right now. I could go on right now and buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like they immediately get, and then right after that they announced they're like, and here's the season pass, and this is what you're gonna get, and all of that. They haven't said shit about balance other than the trailer saying back to basics. But they definitely showed all of the cool bells and whistles that your characters are gonna get, and that they're feeding the casuals first, and you can see it in the advertisement.
Yeah, like all those points you just named are all key rhythmic focal points for the algorithm trained to cater to the casual first, then the competitor on launch day of all these different things.
Oh my God. Well, then if you cannot, that is a bad business practice if you lean to the casuals first,
I
because I
mean,
and
you gotta go where the money is, brother.
well, no, but it's I'm telling you from experience. I work in home improvement, and when they say focus on the customer, like yes, of course you want to market, you want to get it out there. But I'm telling you, I've seen home improvement companies go under for just simply trying to ride the wave of what is, and this is what makes this even more concerning. If they I'm even more. Before I was hyped for season three. Now I am thoroughly concerned because if they are like, we're gonna go back to the basics, and if they say one thing and do the other, right? If they say we're going back to the basics, but this is gonna be super geared to the casuals, it,
It's
th-
not
th-
geared to the casual. The fact that their season 3 announcement said back to basics. What does back to basics even mean to a casual player? That was exclusively
For
for
legacy.
players like you and me that give a fuck about the
but
game.
but then again, we could say they said defensive patch and gave us more offense.
But they didn't say defensive patch in the official advertisement. It was a one-off thing that they said in an interview
But
like
st-
randomly.
but it's still something that they said, and that your word, that it it matters in business. It matters in all shapes and forms. If you're not confident in it, you're the best practice is just to say nothing. And they had
Yeah,
a
but
whole
that's
second talk. They had
everybody
a whole
says everything.
Yeah, but it's that, and that's what I'm saying though, Mac. If they say one thing and then they do the other thing, that's what's making this super concerning. That's fortifying my point now because it's like, dude, if you just you can if all right, put it like this: 51% of your focus should be focused on taking care of the base. The other
If they're
48,
casuals.
man.
I listen. I'm only saying it because it's true.
I'm telling you right now, if it's the 50, if it's 51-49, majority casuals, this shit is over. This shit is over.
Tekken just hasn't been a competitive game. I feel like this is what so many people don't realize because a lot of people are coming off of the heels and hype of Tekken 7, right? Tekken 7 was an enigma. You know, the fact that it did so well and it made this big explosion on an esports was by complete chance. Tekken, at its core, has always kind of been this quote unquote bad boy of FGC, but everybody looked at Tekken and was like, "Oh, bro, you play Tekken? What the? Why are you playing that hard ass game for, bro?" You know, and it was like Tekken was down upon by a lot of players back in the day. Like Tekken was not the game that you would be like, "Yo, yeah, I play Tekken." And it was because Street Fighter 5 did bad and Tekken 7 did well. But if you go back and you look at the tape, Tekken Tag 2, the game that was right before Tekken 7, was the worst selling Tekken game of all time next to Tekken 4.
Was it because of graphics or because of the
But
mechanics
what
or
I'm
like
the
direction?
times,
It's because like Tekken Tag 2 was made only for Tekken fans, pretty much. Tekken Tag 2 was made for the die-hard people that love Tekken for Tekken because it was a game that had every single Tekken character ever made in that one game. So in a sense, Tekken Tag 2 was made for the pros and it was one of the worst fucking games ever in the
but
franchise.
that's what I'm saying. That's not a 51-49 split. That's a 90-10. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying 51-48 proportion is key. If they Man, dude, because yeah, the casuals are like you is like the casuals are like an equivalent. They're like a Black Friday, right? To your to your yearly numbers. You want to end the year with a bang, give something for the casuals, and they're gonna help you close the year out strong. But just like in home improvement, how they end the year with customer appreciation month. I'm pretty sure with your job they do it as well. And with any business, they have a customer appreciation month. And season three should be customer appreciation month for Tekken. And if it's not, this shit is over. because yeah, the other 11 months, sure, yeah, do like not even like because even on service calls, people that's already paid for your product, they're expecting the expectancy is also key. The people who've already paid for your product and are our loyal customers, when they call for a service fee, they're expecting a certain level of service, especially if they've been a member of your uh company for extended amount of time.
And as
They're
somebody who
expecting,
works for a company currently, a very big company, I could tell you the company can look at that customer straight in the face and say, "I don't care."
and I'm that is not okay. You tell
It's
me.
not it's not good business practice, but I'm telling you, it's a possible reality.
No, it is a possible reality, but what's going to stand the test of time? Not that approach. That approach is gonna. That's how you go under, because now you're chasing the dollar when you're not being. It's the same people. This mindset and this what I'm talking about is this personified when somebody becomes famous and they forget their core fan base and they act different, and the casuals don't know that they're acting different, but the core fan base does. And once you rip out your core fan base, you rip out the foundation of the home, and now instead of being built on a rock, you are built on sand, because the casuals are here today, gone tomorrow. That would be the equivalent. That would be the equivalent of me blowing up, right? And I meet somebody, and I meet Moonsault in real life, and I'm like, you know what, Mac? You're cool, but Moonsault is now my new best friend. I've known Moonsault the longest now. Fuck you, Moonsault. You're the new Malcolm.
You know what?
Oh, you know what I'm
You know what
saying?
the problem is? But you know what the problem is, though, bro. You know what the problem is is at the end of the day, we gotta all bring it back and remember that these people are companies first, and it's like, yeah, they gotta stick to landing, yeah, they got this, that, and the third. I I can say, not with full confidence, but with a sneaking suspicion, Bandai Namco doesn't give a fuck about Tekken. You wanna
No,
know
and
why? You wanna know why? And it's because of you. It's because of you, Noah. You wanna know what Bandai Namco's best selling IP is? Take a wild guess.
actually don't know.
It's Dragon Ball. They don't
Hmm.
need
There it is.
Tekken. They
And
don't need Tekken.
and look at how they're doing fucking see, and that's why, Rod, it's always fuck Bandai. You have to
Yeah.
always circle it back to fuck Bandai. You have to. It's mandatory. When you have the
Oh
opportunity
god.
to say fuck Bandai, you say it with your full test out. Fuck these niggas, man, because he's
Would you like
right.
some ice cream?
He's not
He's
wrong.
right.
He's not
Th-
wrong, Chad. Like
They
it weirdly enough
these
came full circle.
just like it's fuck Warner Brothers because they did the same shit. The only people who are, and this is what I'm talking about. Capcom, Capcom. Oh my God,
No,
Capcom.
no, no. You don't wanna. No, don't get in that boat because
No,
Capcom's
no,
fucked up too.
no. But they do better. Like put it like this: all these companies fucking suck. But they suck the least. Okay, they treat Monster Hunter right, and they treat Street Fighter right, and they treat Resident Evil right. It's not perfect. Nothing's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's the problem though, because Street Fighter they don't necessarily treat right, and Resident Evil they don't even know what they were doing with that franchise until recent. Like Street Fighter and Resident Evil had to pull both of those franchises from the trenches.
Okay,
It's
okay.
another
So
it's another modern day thing where like Street Fighter 6 and Resident Evil like 7 and 8. Well, actually not even Resident Evil 7 and 8 truthfully because those were kind of mixed. It was mostly well Resident Evil 7 was good, but it was more like the remakes, the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, and the like that allowed them to get their shit off and get ready to make the current Resident Evil that they got now. And Resident Evil 6, I mean, Street Fighter 6 doing as good as it is now, that's why now all of a sudden they got the little like beach babe costumes and stuff because now that they did better, now they can flex a little bit. But you go back a few years to you go back a few years to Street Fighter 5 and Resident Evil 6. Oh my god. Listen, we're talking fighting games, so I'm not even gonna get started on Resident Evil 6. But Rod, do you remember the Resident Evil 6 ad campaign?
Bits and
no,
pieces of it. Was that Village or Village was 7?
Village was 7. Resident Evil 6. I'll give a super quick summary. Resident Evil 6. They had a huge ass campaign back at E3 when E3 was a fucking thing. Imagine that.
Oh, I
And it was
remember
like
that.
missing photos. It was like missing person photos, and they had a demo. Everybody was like hyped. There was swag everywhere, and it was like this whole like they did like shit in New York and all of that. And the game sucked ass because the only thing that they showed was the only good part of the game.
Damn.
So, but what I'm saying is,
I'm saying fuck these companies, bro. That's why I
yes,
play
fuck
Nintendo.
all of them. You're right, but who would I trust the most?
Nintendo.
Capcom. You know what?
Oddly
No,
enough,
I
I,
can't.
I
Well,
I could
I
give a
mean,
nod to Nintendo, even though I'm 50-50 on that. I would give it the
I mean
least aggressive
that.
nod.
You know what? You know what? That's a
I only
good
say
question to ask the
Nintendo.
world
I only say Nintendo because outside of like the
for
Wii
a
U
fighting game.
flop,
For a fighting game. For a fighting game.
Yeah, for a
Who
fighting
would you
game.
trust the
oh,
most?
so for a fighting game, I mean Smash Bros beats out everything that we're talking about right now, including Street Fighter.
I
You
feel
would trust Nintendo with the balancing of
You know
Tekken.
that Bandai Namco made Smash Bros, right?
I'm saying
Or
I said no. I said
they had a hand
Capcom.
in it.
I would
I
say
Uh,
said
Arc.
Capcom.
no. I'm
I'd
just
say
saying,
Arc
like, in
Sys.
terms of companies to trust. Like, the only thing that Nintendo does that's fucked up, in my opinion, is they just charge too much, man.
Or how
So
they
Not
fucking no, and they're shitty on their resources too. Pokemon should never look like it did with fucking Brilliant Diamond and Pearl.
that game looked
Never.
beautiful.
in theory,
What are you talking
What
about?
was the game with the glitches then?
That was Sword and Shield,
Even worse. It's
and even then that game looked fine too.
the game was super fun, but they're too rich to be doing that shit. This is what I'm saying. It's fuck all of these
I'm not
companies.
saying it was. I'm not saying the fun. I said it looked fine.
fair enough.
Man, it could be. It should have. It
I'd
should.
say
I.
I'd say Arc
I
Sys
don't
in
know.
my
I feel
opinion.
like people expect too much sometimes. I think people forget that you
Some
know.
Sometimes yes, but other times
Oh,
the company does have an innate set standard that it does have to uphold and not keep moving the goalpost
thank
every
that
now.
part. The standard. What? Why?
True.
Why do I expect too much? But why can't? What is it? Me expecting too much, or do I just have standards? It's like in a relationship. It's like I'm expecting too much out of my partner. How about
I'm not saying you or I are expecting too much. I do think that the game should have looked better. Same thing with even Scarlet and Violet. I think Scarlet and Violet had room to look a lot better too. But I'm saying that people put the expectation of basically people are expecting Pokemon to look like Tekken 8 right now. Like that's the type of shit that I
but
see
they
anyways.
could. That's the thing, and it's
No, it
it's like
can't. No, it can't. If
it
Pokemon
can.
looked like Tekken 8, I would not play it. That would be
Wait, I'm
fucking
talking about. I'm
terrible.
talking about. I'm not talking about in terms of realism. I'm talking about
But that's what
as
I'm saying is that that's what people are. Well,
all right.
like I said, I'm not
Well,
gonna.
that's silly. I'm not. That's silly. Pokemon should look like fighters looks like. Facts.
Yeah, I could vibe with that. I just, you know what it is. You know what it is. Is my problem and bringing it back to Tekken, the the content people have the loudest voice. It's not the casuals, and the pros and the content people have the biggest voice. So like the Pokemon content creators are the ones that are complaining about the graphics and shit like that. And so as a result, it everything always seems worse than what it actually is. And
Oh no, what you're
that's where
speaking
my
on, what you're
yeah.
speaking on is fucking these hive mind individuals that have no critical thinking skills. That is on. No, you're a bot, buddy.
Some
Everybody
of
in
them
this call
are.
right now,
Some of them are bots.
Some of them are,
everybody in this
unfortunately.
call right now can come up with their own fucking like
Shit, I forgot the cat
position
here.
on a certain topic and not feel like, well, so and so said it, so it must be true. Like fucking main man Sui, right? Like he was like, oh, money matches are dumb and they're just mad stupid. Da, 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 da. And then you got the main man bots like, yeah, main man said it, it's true. Da, 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 do. And it's like, so you didn't even take the time to think. You just spoke.
Yeah, but
Money
if you
matches
had
and beef hold on. Money matches and beef sets are integral to the FGC. And if you think otherwise, you're a fool.
well,
And
then I guess I'm a fool.
Oh, brother, stop it. I'm not
Of
doing this.
what? I'm
Money
You don't
what?
matches
think? You
can be
don't
fun
think?
sometimes.
Are
I
you
think
don't?
that they are fun. I don't think that they're integral.
My
Okay, touche.
I think if we went the rest of our life never doing another money match or beef set, I think the FGC would be right where it is.
I think you
It
are 1,000,000% wrong because there would be
it
no
would be
lore,
somewhat more
no storylines. You are. Oh my god.
because there are
That is
Oh my
wow.
god!
there are some communities that are in that type of white bread ideology from the start that have just never experienced a money match premise in their life, and it's just they're okay with that. That's cool, but externally speaking, if you're the bystander or if you're one of the more invested people, it may be boring a lot of the time because yeah, like what Noah just said, it's stale because there's no storyline between players or no visible
Dude,
storylines between
bro,
players.
the fighter.
But so then what's the fucking point of tournaments then?
No, no, no,
What
no,
about all the storylines with
no,
tournaments?
no.
What
Those
about that
can lead
one
to
guy
money
in Tekken
matches.
7 where he worked two different jobs and still made it to the top 8 in the LCQ? That's not a good enough storyline?
No,
That's
but
a hell of a good story.
Malcolm, two things can be true. I'm a right-handed person. If I had to choose between my right arm and my left arm, I would obviously choose my right arm. But I would still like to keep my left arm if possible. That's what I mean by integral. Yes, I could live without my foot, but I'd like to keep my foot, right? I could live without my two legs, but I'd like my legs. I could
Right.
live with no arms, no legs, no nothing, but I would like those. That's what
I
I mean
just
by integral.
Yeah, both can be cool.
I just never understood the hype. I've even, I mean,
The
look,
hype of a money match is
we're
all
not
based
gonna
on the
agree.
lore. Actually, hell,
Yeah.
wait a minute. If my mods are out there, if any of you guys are out there, bookmark that. That's another podcast. The origin of money matches. Like that's a really good
I mean, the
premise.
origin of money matches that goes back to arcades, and that's
But
my
bro,
thing.
yeah, right there, you can't tell the story of the FGC
But
without.
it's integral, but it's not a
It's a
how do
sexy
I say
option.
it? It's a old head thing, man. Like back in the day, money matches were like, yeah, put your quarters up. But now it's like, bro, I got eggs are fucking $25. Fuck you and that.
So then that's but
It's so true.
you're bundling though. You're bundling.
I'm
I'm
not
saying this is
bundling. That's modern day thinking, brother.
no. I'm saying money matches and or a beef set are just as integral as tournaments.
I said
That's what
money
I'm.
matches,
No, I said money. No, no, no. If you run back the tape, I said money matches and beef sets because
but
they're
I
basically
said money matches aren't integral.
and I'm saying they are cousins of one another, and to have one without the
So
other
then
takes
you're the
away.
one bundling, not me. I said fuck money matches.
I thought you said fuck money matches and
I
beef
don't
sets.
care for beef sets, but I said fuck money matches.
Well, what I'm saying is it's like saying like you
We
don't
already
have
don't
to,
get paid enough for tournaments. How about we worry about getting a good payout for a fucking tournament before
I,
we
dude.
bet our fucking house?
You're not wrong. But what I'm saying is to say that money matches. Put it like this: the money match is the crescendo of the beef set.
We're gonna put a pin in that so so you and Rod can have more content. I'm hoping.
Yep, I
Cliffhanger,
appreciate it.
cliffhanger.
Yep. So cliffhanger that chat. Next question. We're going to be going into, see, we talked about learning and improvement aspect. We pretty much covered a good chunk of that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the content and the DLC aspect. So, did Season 2 DLC characters feel worth the price for non-competitive players? For what all the Season 2 characters cost, either individually or bundle, if you weren't competitive, do you feel like you got your money's worth for all of them, or for... Yeah, do you feel like you got your money's worth for
Well,
all of them?
so that's a little bit of a tough question because I'm a fanboy, so I didn't even look at the price. I just bought it. But playing all of the characters because I buy all the DLC because I want to play everybody. Like I never liked DLC. I miss unlocking characters, but I also refuse to look at my character select screen and see grayed out boxes. Like that's just a personal thing. Um, Playing all the characters, I do think that you get your money's worth. Because much like to all of the problems that we were having, like or that we were referencing before, those problems are also strengths. Like Anna has a bunch of bullshit rocket launchers and she's super powerful and she could do whatever she wants. That's terrible for competitive. But as a casual player, I got a sexy bitch that can shoot rocket launchers and do whatever the fuck I want, you know? I have a Jaguar man that can throw you. Like I think that, you know, if you're a casual in the sense that you like to play the game frequently, but you don't care about getting good, I think that all of the DLC in one way or another so far has been worth it because the characters are fun to play. I would say the only character out of season 1 and 2 DLC that hasn't been fun to play is probably Lydia. Lydia Lydia feels boring to me personally. Other than
Miss
that,
Prime
everybody
Minister.
else
That's
feels
my
really
muscle
fun.
mommy. Relax. That's my muscle mommy.
Bro, you
Miss
haven't
Prime
even
Minister.
looked at her since fucking season 1. I'm
I
not
can't
kidding.
look. I
Did
can't
it?
look at any character. Tekken is an encyclopedia of a game, bro.
You didn't. When's the last time
Sorry,
you made a
You're
fit
not
for
wrong.
that
That's like
bitch?
you're not wrong. That's like the FGC's like living thesaurus.
bro,
Sure.
bro.
We just had a random tournament and it just exposed everybody.
Thank you, bro. Yes. So I
This
don't.
is
Yeah.
this
Now
is
you're
why
talking.
What?
Now you're
like
talking.
this is why I play the game the way that I play it, so I don't get caught lacking in a random tournament. If I didn't have to fight fucking Sky, I would have won. Anyway,
Right.
Damn.
Right. Yeah. 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 I bet.
you haven't even made a fit for her. When's the last time you made a fit for Lydia?
That's also true. You know what?
Right, right.
Now,
My,
out of
my so
spite,
much. Shut up.
now out of spite, and to prove a point, I'm gonna just make her a
You're gonna
favorite.
go make one right now for the
Mhm.
fashion? Yeah,
Mhm.
suck nuts.
Mhm.
I gotta go to another fashion show. I've been slacking on trying to go to one for like the past month or so.
Ooh, you gotta come through, man. The
Well, hey,
fashion.
next
Oh wait,
Sunday.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Yo, bro, the fashion shows, bro. It's like, cause who the fuck is doing fashion shows, right? Nobody in Tekken is doing fashion shows, bro. We
No,
ran a
that's your
random
niche.
tournament, bro. We ran a random tournament last week. I mean, yeah, no, yeah, I said it right. We ran a random tournament last week. Malcolm's got a whole bunch of ideas coming down the pipeline right now. He runs the Tekken sector of the community that we got, and not just the fashion show and random shit. We got mad dope shit. And then on top of that, bro, when you come through, even if you just come through for a Tekken Sunday and just vibe, you'll be able to pick up on the grassroots energy of the Tekken community is in a Tekken Sunday. Facts. If you ever really want to know, like, not what the content creators and the crybabies are talking about, if you want to come to the heart of what Tekken is at its core, come to a Tekken Sunday, bro. That's it. Come to a Tekken Sunday. You'll have a blast.
To give a little bit of an idea, because these are things that I'm going to do. There's no maybe about it, so I feel fine announcing it. But like I'm gonna be thinking of other tournaments such as like a Tekken Ball tournament, you know, the game mode that everybody forgot about, and
Ooh.
you know, doing instead of a random only tournament, it's a single character tournament. So everybody's got to pick one singular character, and we'll probably like spin a wheel or some shit, and then everybody's just got to play that one character. So hopefully you
Oh, so
main the
like a
guy that it
so like
lands on,
random
but
based tournament.
hmm?
So like a kind of like a random based tournament, but it's determined by the like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, it's a single character. So like if I spun the wheel and it landed on Kazuya, everybody's playing Kazuya for
Oh,
the
that
whole
is
tournament.
sick.
Hmm.
Bro, see, we're mini gaming Tekken. You know what I mean? Because going back to your point, the casuals
Casual.
matter.
Hmm.
They do matter, but they're not the full equation. But man, bro, if you've ever been to just a regular Tekken Sunday, the type of the
People like this stuff because it's so good for the casual audience because that's the thing is like there's still so many like the same people who say this is my first Tekken are the same people who are like very casual. Sure, eventually after all the he and ha and games are over, they're gonna want to play and get better because the game becomes more enticing after that. But like it's shit like that where it's like I hear more people complain about lack of game modes in Tekken 8 than I do about balance, truthfully. Like people are like, we have this big ass arcade lounge. How come I can't play any of the arcade games? Like that's the and to me personally, even as like a
That's an
sweat
interesting
for Tekken,
POV.
I agree. Like I am a casual always. At the in my heart of hearts, I play video games for fun. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Is the game fun? Cool. And I do think that Tekken had so many good mini games and shit over the years. Why the fuck aren't they all in this game?
Type
You know?
shit. I'm with
It's
it.
true.
I'm with it. And especially if, like you guys were saying, the casual audience is so integral. Like, hey, then yeah, we need more of this shit. You know what I mean? And we're not just we're not in a community where, well, at least on this side of the internet and on this side of Discord and on this side of Twitch, we're not just sitting on our hands and fucking blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. Me and Mac was going back and forth with certain shit, but guess what we do after these types of conversations? We
Go the
plan,
fuck
we
to
get shit
bed.
done. You know, well, that too. But we plan and fucking get shit done. We make the events happen, and we get
You gotta
after
work
it.
in the
You know what I'm saying? While having work in the morning, being a father, all this shit, bro. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of crybaby non-doers just sitting around crying, talking about I wish this was better, wish that was better, when they're not using their fucking creative muscles. They're not trying to fucking get out there. They're not marketing. They're not working hard. They're whining, saying fix the game, fix the community, this. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And over here in the hyperbolic time chamber, on this side of the Discord, on this side of the internet, we get shit done. And we keep it fun. Oh, that's the
No, we don't.
slogan. I'm writing it down.
Hey, that sounds like a good
It's not
one.
a slogan. That's not a good slogan.
You got to figure
I'm
out how to
stealing.
make the words be in alliteration. You got it.
Right? We
See
get
what
shit
you're
done and we have
what you're
fun.
seeing in real time, Rod, is the yin and the yang of our little network here.
Yo, bro,
He
it's real though.
he
Like this
think
shit.
he thinks everything is great, and I think nothing is good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but bro,
Compare and
it
contrast.
but we still get shit done. Like that's the thing, and we don't fucking, well, we'll complain while doing the thing. Ah, this fucking sucks, da da da. But we're actively,
We definitely take turns being the bigger bitch. Some
yeah,
days it's
for
you, some
sure,
days it's me.
for sure. But we get shit done. You know what I mean? And the Tekken, the FGC at large needs to take a page out of that book. Stop being a bitch. If you see a problem in the FGC, go fix it, or at least try. Don't fucking just cry about the patch and cry about the game when you fucking play the game all fucking day anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you're a bitchy liar. You know what I
You
mean?
know
Oh, the
what's
game
kind of
sucks. Hmm. Still on the game. Anyways, go ahead.
you know what's kind of beautiful is you know even though
Hold on, I'm
and
shilling
I'm
again. Ichiro said, "This is my first Tekken, and it was my first Tekken Sunday, and it was a fucking blast."
Hey.
and you know what? He was in the tournament because I made him. He
You see
pulled
what I'm
up. He
saying?
was like, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "Oh, you're in the tournament now." He said, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, come on."
At a ball, cause it's not just strong player wins tournament. No, it's bro. Come through,
No.
have fun,
Uh,
learn the game, and just
okay, we're good.
vibe, man.
My fault,
Just
y'all. I
vibe, bro.
something big and heavy fell, and I thought the capture just got fucked up. My fault. I didn't mean to yell.
Oh no,
No,
you're
you're
good.
good. But yeah, man, just that's the environment we created over here. And where it's like, yeah, we're gonna run these tournaments, but it's not just, strong guy wins tournament and takes money. It's no, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna learn some shit if you're willing to learn, and you're gonna get beat up. But you know what I mean. You're gonna have a ball though, because it's not
Yeah,
like we're bullying you. We want to see you get better. We're not gonna take it easy on you, and we're gonna find out ways to
I might. I
learn
might take it
fighting.
easy on you, but I'm a
You might,
troll, so
right? You know what I mean, but the principle remains, and the FGC needs more of that type of welcome, especially for new players, dude.
oh, I remember what I
Have
was gonna say now. Now that you were saying that, I think the beautiful thing is though is that even though we're all like we're saying like this, that, and a third, and how um people need to do this more and more, I will bring it to a bit of a positive notation and say that people are doing it more and more. It's not just us, and it's not just the FGC. Gamers as a whole, I've seen more and more like they're doing like that's the beauty of this podcast. That's the beauty of this Discord and stuff like this. People want to get together and just play games for having fun. Let's move all the smoke and mirrors. At the end of the day, we're just here to vibe because real life is hard. And people, I like the fact that we're doing it, and I like the fact that I'm seeing other people doing it because I feel like people don't talk enough about the fact that like there are tons of Discord communities and good people and people that want to help out and stuff like that. I feel like it's always about doom and gloom and stuff, and that's kind of why I was pushing back so hard earlier. It's like, can we not talk about this? Can we talk about good shit? But that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, let's shout them out. Like Master Jake Shake is a good example, right?
Hmm.
Where
Hmm.
Master Jake Shake is being solution oriented, and he's putting on his tournaments, and he's doing his thing and creating
Yep.
another
Shout out Zenza
welcoming
Network.
Zenza Network. Who else do we got to shout out? The Fighting Game HQ. Like, there is so many communities. We got Rod's community, Tax City. You know what I mean? We got KOB's Dead Zone Circuit. There's a lot of people out here who are solution based, trying, not just trying, but doing the thing. So yeah, Malcolm's right. Like, there is a lot of hyper focusing on the doom and gloom, and we attack that shit too. But beyond that, it's like, just like you give the bullshit its just due, make sure you give the dope shit its just due as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, that's why I'm doing everything the way that I'm doing it, trying to make my content the way it is because there's a lot of people who just like to get on the screen and doom and gloom or even not even doom and gloom, but like there's the opposite end of it where it's everybody's just screaming and it's high energy and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, what happened to just getting on the game and chilling out, And that's the whole point of I mean, it took Noah like a year and a half to hold the teeth and make me want to do it, but like that's the whole point of why I'm streaming with him now and why I'm making videos and stuff because I was just like, you know what? I do like video games and I do want to just chill. So like we're just gonna do that, you know. I am a sweat for Tekken. You challenge me in Tekken, you ask for a death sentence, but
All right.
other than that, yeah, no. Other than that, I'm fine.
Next, a question. Let's see, cosmetics. We kind of inadvertently answered that one. Uh, Last question here, then
Yeah,
we'll
you're
move into
gonna get that
balancing the
all.
meta. What kind of DLC would excite casuals more? Single player content, modes, or characters?
You know, my heart wants to say single player content, but characters are definitely because the best example of that is Clive. I don't
Oh
care
yeah,
about Final Fantasy. I don't even know who the fuck that guy is. And yet
yeah.
Clive sold like motherfucking hotcakes, bro. People loved playing him. He was like, and I'll be honest, I don't know nothing about him, but week one of playing that shit and doing mirrors with my brother, bro, that shit was mad fun. I turned Clive into a fucking Marth cosplay, started playing Smash Bros. Like,
Damn.
Type shit.
characters can definitely carry, but I wish that the right answer was modes in single player, but even the fact that because I feel like and that's why Tekken 8 doesn't have a ton of modes because Tekken 8 does have a story mode. It has a very very good in-depth cinematic story mode. And I'm sure a lot of their money went into that instead of everything else we were talking about. And the only people that give a fuck about that story mode are people like myself who are just Tekken lore nerds.
Which is good. That enriches the lore of the
Oh, and
game
of
for a
course,
stronger
but
turning point.
I'm an even smaller minority than legacy players. Because even legacy players, they don't give a fuck about the Mishima story. You know, I'm the minority of the minority.
True. Okay. Fair.
What do you think, Noah? What do you think will get casuals on?
I mean, for me, just make the customization more customizable. Like they really did a good job with that.
Speaking of
You
customization, you just gave me a thought. I didn't get confirmation of it, but I saw a tweet where who's the guy in charge now? Nakatsu. He did say that he saw that people are upset that they're not redoing season passes. And granted, all he said was is like we're aware of it, which could mean what the fuck ever. But at the very least, they've acknowledged it. They've acknowledged that missing a season pass is ass. Just let me buy the fucking customizations.
Right.
free money.
So I hope that they do that. I hope that whether it's I and I know people don't want to buy it. I don't care if they've put like a whole season 3 thing, like season 3 battle pass pack 1, and it was like $15. All right, cool. Here's the 15. Give me my customization. Now, granted, I didn't. I only missed one, but I missed one because my fucking PlayStation crashed, and I missed my favorite one, which was the Pac-Man shit. I missed all the Pac-Man shit. I have it on my Steam Deck. Steam Deck runs like shit. I'm never mind. I'm just
Damn.
sad.
I don't blame you.
Bro,
That's sad. I don't blame you. That's
and it's
unfortunate.
simple, easy fixes like that, quality of life stuff, where it's like it'd be like just do it,
Yeah.
right? Just give like just take the money, you know?
If you tied me down to a chair and said I could only pick one, and it would be balance or customization, I'm picking customization. The
Like
game could be the most unbalanced piece of shit ever. If I can make Yoshimitsu look like a Power Ranger, I'm living very fine.
yeah, yo, it's that right there. Easy, quick fixes that you can charge me for, and I would gladly spend my money.
Yeah.
Right. As much as I don't want to spend my money, I
I
also
know.
know a broke nigga when I hear one. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say you're broke. Just say you can't afford the DLC, bro. It's fine.
I thought I'd be crashing out sometimes. This nigga said what?
Bro, yo, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of people being mad that they have to pay for DLC. The whole reason why DLC is a thing now is because people keep buying it.
Yeah. It was
They've been
eventually going to
buying
be
it
its own
since
meta.
day one. Huh? I'm
Yeah, it
sorry.
was.
What'd you
No,
say?
no, you're good. No, I said it was eventually going to be its own meta because DLC,
Yeah.
downloadable content, is what is added
Mhm.
into the game. It's not already in the game. Otherwise, it would just be base game.
Right. And I feel like there's some sort of weird justification where people are now like, well, it should have been in the game in the start. Now, granted, I will say there are certain aspects where it is a little odd that it's DLC. A perfect example is that Armor King, Lydia, and Falconram were DLC for Tekken 7, and
Yet
they're
Le-
DLC again. That's weird.
Yet
Heihachi,
Leroy
a
was a
mainstay
DLC.
character, yeah. Heihachi and Eddie, mainstay characters since Heihachi since day fucking one and Eddie since Tekken 3, haven't missed a single Tekken. Now they're DLC, like two of the most iconic characters in Tekken. That's that's weird. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, that's I'm not gonna justify that. That's no, that's not okay. But paying for a battle pass to get cosmetics, like that's fine. It's a cosmetic. It doesn't affect the game. It's whether or not you want the cosmetic. You don't want to pay for the cosmetic, that's fine. I'm gonna be dripped out though. And you gonna look like you a fucking broke boy. You gonna be over there doing the default Fortnite dance, and I'm gonna be hitting the gritty on your ass.
Living in squalor, mate. Living in
Mm-hmm.
absolute squalor. You know what I'm
Push
Uh,
it
saying?
down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa,
You know
nigga.
what I'm saying? Yo, nah, for real. Like, I don't know. I see nothing wrong with DLC, especially if it's fly. I'll do it.
yeah.
It don't matter
DLC
to
is
me.
always good as long as it's actually worth something. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of vague, but it's like, how do I put it? I think the wackest form of DLC that's been getting more and more popular with video games is the deluxe editions. I don't like those. the deluxe and ultimate editions and all of that shit, a lot of those are fucking cash grabs. If my ultimate edition doesn't come with a statue, a signed fucking soundtrack, a poster, and you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's what ultimate editions used to be. It used to be you get the game and a loot box. Now ultimate editions are like, oh yeah, you get one outfit and you get the generic gun, but the generic gun's got sparkles on it. Anyway, $120, please.
Damn.
Mm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But
yeah.
cosmetics.
So like Ichiro said, so what Sparking did for like $200. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
that shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
But Tekken 8 did it right because you got a Jin statue, you got the, Leroy coin, you got a bunch of cards, you got the signed metal booklet and all that. Man, it would be so great if I had that.
Yeah, you see, that's how you know that one was green and the other one is a heavyweight. Just like I see you trying to do the same hustle. I'm gonna just show you how it's done.
Type shit. Literally.
I'm I'm salty because I did in fact buy the Super Fuck edition of Tekken 8 and the UPS guy stole it.
What?
I got
See?
my money back, but now I don't have any of the collectibles. So
Damn. Well, I mean, at least you got the money back. But damn.
I didn't, bro. I only got the money back because I used a credit card. My bank straight up told me, they said if you had used your debit card, bro, you were not getting that money back. I was like,
Oh
cool,
shit, bro.
that's awesome.
Wow.
But I got my money back, so and I now I only use credit cards to buy stuff.
Fair.
If that's how it's gonna be.
Next question. All right, we're gonna be going into the balance and meta and system mechanics. I'll put a pin at the end of at least 3 or 4 questions here, and then we can check it off here, and then we can try and rendezvous another time. I don't want to keep you too late, 'cause I know you said you have work in the morning.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no. I'm here until we're satisfied, man. And I don't mind pulling up for a part 2 if need be.
Oh, absolutely, because this was a whole thing that I had split into 2 things of one whole template. So just in case it was too long or very in depth, then that's okay. It can be a 2-part podcast.
Because the meta, you
So
said that's the next subject, the meta.
balancing in the meta and the system mechanics.
Oh boy. You know what? You know what? Ver, you go on and take the lead on the meta because I know you. We are both passionate about it, but I know that you don't. You have a lot to say about the pros and the meta.
Bro.
Ooh.
One word. Metabots. Metabots. If and for the chat that's hearing it, or maybe they're too young to understand it or whatever, you're like, what the fuck is a metabot? A, look it up. And then B, a metabot is a robotic individual who picks nothing but the meta without thought. You know how a robot just does their orders? If you plug in the command, it just beep boop beep beep, go clean room, beep boop beep beep. You're
Boom,
like,
boom, 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 boom.
that is majority of the FGC. They are metabots. And here's my thing. If you're a metabot, own it. Own your shit. Own your shit because it makes it more uh,
My
honest.
only
I can
my
teach.
only side
You're more
tangent, real
genuine.
quick. Sorry,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. My only side tangent is I wouldn't say the majority of the FGC, but I would say that the tippy top players are becoming more and more like metabots, and that's severely disappointing because those are supposed to be the highest level of gameplay, and now it literally looks like they're just doing pay to win shit.
It
You know what
is
I'm saying? Like
not even
it's gross.
Some
it's
of them aren't even
gross.
afraid to hide that.
And the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
if my thing is just be a proud metabot and be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just trying to do what I got to do to win. Because now you like you kind of shown us. You really just showed us your character, right? If I have to be like every other individual to win, then I don't want to win that bad. Period. End of discussion. If I have to be pick a character that I don't like, that I'm not comfortable with to win a tournament, then I keep the victory. I'll stay where I'm at. And I know it's unreasonable. That's what we're in it for. We're not in it to. No, you've never played a team sport in your life. Then you've never.
You
There's
goddamn right.
no.
Now give me my money.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Bro, you don't know why the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl if you think like that. Well, I don't give a
Hmm.
fuck. Well, then stay. Well, then just that's why I said just claim it. Just claim it. You don't give a fuck. You don't need to give a fuck. Cool, but stay over
Yeah.
there and just let me know where you stand with that loser shit. Cause you infect the real people who pick the characters that they love, that they stand behind, that they're proud of, and they keep their ground. Well, that's unreasonable. Let it be. Some things are just unreasonable. All right. You gotta have an unreasonable amount of faith in yourself and unreason to do anything worth doing in life. It doesn't take any level of you could be a reasonable person and try to go to college and get a job and beep boom boom boom. Where's your fucking dreams? If you have a real dream, it sounds unreasonable to the reasonable. Why? Because it's out of this world. You're shooting for the moon. You should stay in your fucking orbit here in your own atmosphere rather. Just stay there. No. Well, what does that have to do? Because I think for myself, I don't see meta and be meta. If I have a meta pick, fuck it. Yeah, you got it. If the shit that I like is meta, I'ma stand on it. Fuck it. If Goku Black, Videl, and SSJ Goku Vegeta right now,
You
they
could just say
became the best
Azucena.
or in Asusena, and they all became the best characters in the game. Fuck it, I'ma stand on it. Yup, fuck it. Call it what you need to, but I got receipts that I've been like this. Just like the Kansas City Chiefs when all that shit they was winning. If you was a Kansas City Chiefs in the 2010s and now you up on the board because you got 4 or 5 Super Bowls, eat a dick, nigga. Call me what you need to, bro. But I've been here though. I got receipts. Y'all niggas don't have receipts. Y'all niggas got receipts of y'all being metabot bitches. Facts. This is one of my favorite sayings, and I'll rehearse it until I can't rehearse it no more. You can be the best player in the world. You can be a motherfucking champion, nigga. But if you was a metabot, you're just a championship bitch. That's two things can be true. You can be a champion and a bitch all at the same time. And that's okay. All right? Just stand on it. And if you don't like it, put it like if somebody called me a metabot, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because I got receipts. If it hurts your feelings, then it's true. Then the shoe must be fitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's on you. You need to take some time out your day and reflect. You know what I mean? Because the FGC shouldn't be like that. The character expression is so key, bruh. People like whoever was crying when Bob got announced aren't crying because they're metabots. They're crying because that character expresses who I am as an individual. Oh, it's not that deep. Shut up. It's an art form. It's a lifestyle. It's bigger than just pressing buttons and being the best button pusher. The fuck? You can be a thank you. What Kendrick say? You can be a
Oh,
bitch even if you get bitches.
you got that
Facts.
right, Ray. You got that absolutely right.
Facts, bro. You can have all the money in the world and still be a bitch. Like
Now
it
that
don't
being said, if if being a metabot is the difference between me winning and losing, but the thing that I win is like enough money to like buy a house and not have to work ever again, then yeah, I guess I'm just a bitch. Cause what?
not me. I couldn't do it.
Like
I stand for
I get what I get what he's saying, and I do agree with him. I always point out that I always point out the devil's advocate
but
part of it, where it's like if you it because it's their livelihood. You know, they don't work for a 9 to 5. That is their job. So if they got to play Anna to get their paycheck for the month, then you know I get it. Other than that, no.
hold up, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Am I? That might mean that my fucking headphones are dying. What was the last thing you heard?
If
I
they
did.
pick Anna,
Yeah, to pick
Yeah, if
Anna.
they pick Anna and that's how they get their monthly check, and I get it. You know.
And the thing is, hey, do your thing, but I don't need to respect it, and you don't need for me to respect it. But just know that speaks on your character. And if you don't
Well, so
care how that speaks on,
that's my thing though. But I'm saying like it's their job. It's their job to win. They gotta win, so they gotta get their money. You know,
you're the perfect.
it's like I guess I agree with you in terms of like professional players and it being like sport or stuff. But I'm talking about like the guys where it's like that's their job. If they don't win, they don't get paid. It's like it becomes something different at that point, you know. And I'm just playing. I agree with you. You know, I agree with you. But I'm just pointing out that devil's advocate
No,
part where
and
it's like,
the thing
Absolutely,
is, it's
yeah.
like that that's a real reality. But if winning, if my job comes at put it like this, you you know me in real life, bro. You've
mm-hmm,
seen me take L's based
mm-hmm,
off of my character and my integrity. I've done the thing that wasn't. If I would have
mm-hmm.
if I would have took the path of least resistance, bro, I would have been just fine and no one could have blamed me. But it spoke on my character. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
how I feel about certain shit. So, and just because I do it this way and you do it that way, who cares, right? All I'm saying is me personally and how I view it. I am not the world. I don't speak for everyone. If you value, not you, but like if whoever's hearing this values what I think, this is how I would think, right? If you do that, put it like this, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I have to risk my integrity to get the win. I would rather, and this is why I'm taking the path of making content. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to still be a pro, but I know my limitations and I know what
True.
I'm not willing to conform to. I know that if I want to be a pro, I have to be a pro content creator first, so I can have a base on which I can support myself to go to these tournaments. I'm not naturally that good at fighting games, right? I have to work the level that you see me at in fighters and in Tekken. That was backbreaking work that I had to put in. For some people, they get to that skill level just by waking up in the morning, and I get it. That's cool. That's not me. I know my limitations. So if I wanted to get a little bit further up, yeah, I could pick a meta character. But I would, instead of me doing that, what I do is, all right, fine. I don't want to go that way, but I still want to get to the same destination. Fuck it, I'm gonna take the long way and be a content creator, and that way my content provides for me as a pro player, and then when I can once my job check is is reflective of my content check, it's over. Then I'm gonna make that real push into going to all the tournaments that I possibly can and going crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, I'd rather just take the L, bro. I'd rather just
Yeah.
take the L.
But I mean, and it's a little bit off topic, but it's not just pro players that like meta bots and stuff like that. I mean, it's content creators too. You know, how many people like advertisement and stuff. You know how many
Ooh.
people like remember when I told you about the like Raid Shadow Legends and like how everybody and their mama like but nobody plays that fucking game. And yet
Mm-mm.
somehow, some way, every YouTuber ever has had an ad of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of
Mm.
those things where I will always empathize with the fact that people got to do what they got to do to survive in this world. Now, what we're talking about with the Metabot thing, no, absolutely not. They're at a skill where they absolutely could pick
Thank you.
a character that they like, yes. But there is that little bit of nuance where there are people who it's like, you know, I know how to play this meta character, even though my main is this. If I if I lose at this tournament, then I lose my sponsorship, and then that's my money. So what you know what I'm saying? Granted, I don't know that side of things, but I'm saying if that's the type of scenarios that people get put in, you got to do what you got to do. I
No, and
fucking hate my shift right now. I hate my shift. I work 12 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. That shit sucks. I have no social life because of it. I have to
But
sacrifice,
but
but
you're not
I gotta do
sacrificing
it.
your integrity. Like you're
No,
not you're not.
I am, because I definitely could just say
Whoa.
fuck this shit.
But like what I'm saying is like
Well, yeah, no, I
I
know
don't
what
know
you're
if that's
saying.
just yeah, like integrity
Well,
for a
yeah,
lot of
my integrity in the sense of like I'm putting up with a lot of bullshit and I don't have to.
right.
That's what I mean by.
But
I guess
integrity
that's not. That's the
that's not
opposite.
integrity.
Yeah,
Yeah, like integrity is like would you slap your mom for any amount of money as hard as you can, or would you punch a pregnant woman live on television for $1 trillion? You know what I'm saying? Like she's pregnant. Would you or worse yet, would you take a hammer and you know what I'm saying? Like then
no,
now it's like, well, you get $1 trillion though. You got all the no, you don't get $1 trillion. You become the richest being that's ever lived ever. So it could be 500 trillion. All you have to do live on camera is take this sledgehammer and hit as
yeah,
hard as you can a pregnant woman in the stomach.
yeah.
That
I
speaks
mean,
on
I
your
get it.
integrity. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's obviously dramatic.
but
But you know what I
but
mean? Like
well, it's dramatic, but at the same time, look at the modern example, Squid Game. You know how many people? I mean, granted, I'm sure some people are memeing. You know how many people are real life like, oh nah, you getting pushed, red light, green light, nigga. I'm
right,
getting
yeah,
paid
no,
out.
and exactly. That's yes for
Yeah, and that's
yes,
scary reality
yes.
too.
That's
Yeah,
extreme, but that's a good
it's
example
extreme, but there
because
are people who dead ass will push you down. What is you talk
yeah,
about?
but that speaks on their integrity. You know what I mean? Now, granted, that's a survival game. The stakes and that one is
Right.
survival,
We're
like
we're
when you
going from
die.
talking about video games to talking about real life survival.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
It's
So
completely different.
it gets tricky, but like at the end of the day, integrity is integrity, no matter how you dress it, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
speaking about. I
Extreme
don't
example, but the principle is the same.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So I don't, and I wouldn't want to risk that at any cost. You know what I mean? Because like you you build trust and
Never
integrity.
mind. Never
Oh God,
mind.
what?
I was gonna say, listen, I've sucked a few dicks to get to the top. What can I say?
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know the cocktail parties I had to go to? Yeah, 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 yeah. Bro, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is shit Cat Williams was talking about. You know what I'm saying? God damn. But nah, like, yeah, like,
But hey, we all getting paid though.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I
yeah, we
mean?
are.
Ray, yeah, the biggest Ayo, man. Like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
funny
No,
enough, that's
yeah, yeah,
hilarious.
no, yeah. No, I'm
But
memeing,
that's
but
real
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, yeah, Ray's right. Motherfuckers will do that shit.
They will.
Yeah,
They'll
nah, facts.
they'll do that shit. You know what I'm
So
saying?
yeah,
Like,
give me Anna. Anna has a fucking unblockable whatever the fuck. Yeah, give me that and that Evo trophy.
you know what
I
I'm
get it.
saying? Like, yo, niggas will do that shit, bro. So it's like if that's what it come with, then I'd rather not. I'd rather not because oh, that's what I was gonna say. It takes years for you to build up real like like your trust and
Yeah, character.
integrity where people can really vouch for you and really stand on it. You can lose that shit in a blink though. It takes years to build it up. And but when you build it up, you build it up in bunches, right? When you try to build back up your trust or you try to build back up your integrity, you get that shit in drops and you lose it super quick. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, bro. You know what I mean?
Next, a question. Are we seeing healthier character diversity in tournaments now?
Yes,
I
Okay,
don't
yes.
know.
okay.
Um.
Yeah.
So so I haven't. I will be honest because I've been focusing on my own growth as a player. I haven't been following the tournament circuit as frequently. But I will say, I've seen more unique picks in Tekken 8 than any. Well, I mean, the only other competitive time I've watched Tekken is Tekken 7. So throughout all of Tekken 7, what is it, like 9, 10 years that game ran? I've seen way more diversity in the 2 years of Tekken 8. The only downside is, or the only time I don't see diversity is like what we were just talking about. When it's grand finals time, now all of a sudden it's an anime, you know. But I mean, I'm seeing like crazy pocket picks. Like I saw a dude. He was playing who the fuck was Farzine playing? He was playing Victor and somebody else, and then out of nowhere he pulled out Yoshi. I'm like, Yoshi is not a character you can just pull out of your ass. That's not like I've talked about earlier. Like you need a lot of knowledge to play Yoshi, and he pulled him out and just fucking wrecked shop. You know, I've seen pocket pics of like Steve coming out of nowhere, and like Steve's always been historically good, but like he hasn't seen a lot of play, and just seeing characters like Fang got really nerfed going into this game because I mean he was just really good in 7, so they nerfed him going into 8, but yet Fang is still a prominent character, and Shaheen is one of the least played characters in the entire series. And I see him at least once every other tournament. Granted, I think it's the same guy. I think it's just AK playing him. But hey, he's still in there though, you know?
Okay. Next question. What characters benefited the most from Season 2 changes, intentionally or not?
Season 2 changes?
Mm, what character benefited the most? I mean, the easy answer is Brian, because he was given. So he has an install in this game called Snake Eyes, and essentially it gives him access to new string extensions, and in some cases it gives him access to new moves. Like I mentioned before, um, in season 2 they started with the heat engager. You used to just like you ran up on the guy, but now you can run up and do while standing moves, or some people call it while crouching. I call it while standing, but you can do it without a crouch. They gave him a new move um, that is a super powerful load that quite literally knocks your character full screen. Like it
Damn.
knocks them away full screen on. It might be on counter hit, but I think it's just on normal hit. And the fucked up part is yeah, that kick is locked behind the install, but every time Brian goes into heat, he gets the install. So they basically just gave him a free fuck you button out of heat. And then he has an armored mid that puts him into heat as well. So now he got a new armored attack that puts him into heat, and now he has a new abusable tool out of the new crouching heat. It's a little rough to deal with.
So that sounds like a rough
But
matchup to try and hit up against with any character.
yeah, well, I mean, if you have a hot kick, life gets easier. But I will say that with that being said, though, I would say that that's unintentional. And I think that I can't think off the top of my head right at this moment. Maybe Jin, I know Jin's got some new shit out of his Zen, but stuff like Brian, like that example I just gave, I would say that that's unintentional because rather than, and again, going all the way back to the hopes of season 3, but it just kind of feels like what with the game right now is they're just stacking tools on top of tools on top of tools. You know, Brian, this is the first game where Brian's ever had an install. He's never had an install. No, none of these characters have ever had, like, these are fighting game staples, installs, power up moves and all that. Tekken's never had any of that. So this is the first Tekken where people have installs. They have, full charge things that they do in between rounds and all of that. Some of them have projectiles. Like this is all brand new stuff, and they're just stacking and and that's cool. It's unique and it's fun. It's fun to do. Man, if you don't correct it as you add more stuff, it's a snowball effect. And then next thing you know, you're looking at a 50-50 mix up. There's 10 seconds on the clock, and you better pray to whatever god you pray to.
Mm.
Facts.
Yeah. Next question. Is heat enhancing high level decision making or limiting it?
Now that's a bit harder question for me to answer because I wouldn't say I'm qualified to answer anything about a high level. Uh, I'm pretty good, but I'm probably intermediate to advanced. I wouldn't say a high level, but I will say that in my experience with Heat, it well, Heat they did a good job with Heat because with the design aspect of Heat was they wanted every character's Heat to enhance the strength of the character. So Heat is a very character specific thing. There is no one character that benefits from heat like more than the other because it's so individual. Ironically enough, all of my characters, because I play Armor King, Heihachi, and Yoshimitsu, they don't really need heat. Like Yoshimitsu in heat, his blade gets all the effects of him. Like when he puts his sword away, he has attacks where when he draws his sword out, it gets different properties and he gets heals. In Heat, you don't have to put the sword away to do that, so that's a nice quality of life, but it's not a necessity. I don't have to rely on Heat in that aspect. And then the same thing with Heihachi. He doesn't have a lot of good moves in Heat, but he has to activate Heat to get his Warrior Instinct install. So it's kind of difficult to pin down whether or not Heat helps at a high level or not. And from what I've seen with the last few tournaments, especially during the Tekken World Finals, I mean, people just kind of use Heat the way that they used Rage Drives in Tekken 7, where the second that they popped it, they just popped it and spent it. They didn't. I feel like Heat is still severely underexplored as a mechanic because it's so new and it's such a foreign concept to how people play Tekken. So I think Heat still needs to be experimented more because I'll be honest, and I've mentioned it multiple times so far. The crouching heat mechanic, I don't see anybody using it. Even like Varen, when we were watching the finals, did you see anybody do that?
No.
And it's like it's a pretty good thing. Like when your character is in between the animation of crouching and standing, you have attacks out of that. And some of them are really good attacks. So the fact that you have a forward advancing opportunity to do that and nobody does that even at a high pro level, I feel like Heat needs to be explored more.
Random, but Arslan Ashe just moved to Japan to get
Oh
better at
boy.
Tekken. Oh, yep,
Ooh,
he
okay.
made
He
a
went
whole
to the
post
native
about it.
land.
He made a
Well,
whole post about it.
Send me that when you can. I'll bookmark that one.
I think that's pretty cool though. Like this is what I mean about like taking it serious and the journey and all that.
Hmm.
yeah.
Because like, dude, to move from Pakistan to just to move to from another country in general for the sake of a fighting game is serious commitment. Serious commitment. So big shout outs to
Yeah.
Arslan Ashe. That's so dope.
I mean, I don't always agree with his takes on the game, but I do empathize with him a little bit because not just him, but most of the Pakistan community really did master Tekken 7. And that's not a light comment. They really did have Tekken mastered. The way that they played it in Tekken 7 was incredible. I mean, Koreans and the Japanese have been going undefeated in the Tekken Pro scene for years and years and years. And then these guys come out of nowhere and they're literally untouchable. And then Tekken 8 flips the entire game on their head and they're scrambling to figure. It's like if I spent my entire life learning how to draw with a pencil and then somebody was like, "Well, you can't use pencils anymore. Here's a Sharpie that's 3 times the size of that pencil." Be like, "Well, what the fuck is this?" So I get why I don't agree with the amount of bitching and whining and complaining that he was doing, but I do get it. I do sympathize with that because it's like it almost feels like the company put a direct middle finger to the entire Pakistan Tekken community. It's like, nah, these are too good, so now the game's completely different. It kind of feels like that in some cases.
Damn. I never thought of that.
Let's see here.
That's just me.
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, that's me trying to like look at it from all angles because it's like, why else would they make such a drastic shift in a formula that kind of more or less has just been working? You know?
That's a good observation.
Well, it's. I guess it's one of those things where it's just like it's a new installment of the game of a series. Let's just massively overhaul this thing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, let's just go
Well,
for it.
yeah, that's true. And to contradict myself a little bit, I will say there are remnants of even all the way back in Tekken Tag 2, there are remnants of what Tekken 8 is in the games. You can kind of see like they were already kind of, flirting with the idea of making the game more aggressive. Hell, when I saw Heat, I just thought that I did, but there wasn't a name for Heat when I first saw it in the earlier trailers and stuff like that. I just thought that that's what rage drives were now, because rage drives were this blue thing that you get at the. You could either do a rage art, which is basically like a level 3, or you could do a rage drive, which sometimes it's a combo extender, sometimes it's like a far off move. Again, we lost that individuality moving into 8, but rage drives were cool. I wish that they had stuck with that over Heat personally, but I'm not mad at Heat because he is literally what rage drives are, but they just put too much into it. Like, I don't think we needed heat engagers and heat dash and stuff. I think you could have just done heat and then had the heat smash. That's it. Maybe you could give the extra properties and stuff like that. I think that that would be pretty cool. Outside of that, I don't think we needed all of the extra bells and whistles.
Valid, valid. What if they took it out though? What if they were just like, all right, this is
If they just took
but
heat out,
if they took heat out and they're like, you can like a heat mode, like heat became just a mode of the game. Like,
I'm gonna keep it a whole stack, and it was because that there was such an uproar against heat. Somebody made a mod of Tekken 8 that had no heat, and that shit was so incredibly boring to watch. Not only was it boring to watch, but it didn't look fun. And that's where I gotta keep giving the flowers to Tekken 8. Is like that's what they were trying to do. They wanted to make a thing to watch, not necessarily a thing to play. Because I'm sure it felt great for whoever made that mod, but I looked at that and I was like, I'd rather just play Tekken 7 if that's the case.
yeah, type shit. Like, I guess like it's one of those, and it's one of those mechanics where it's just like it's here now. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you want it
I mean,
out and reworked, because
yeah.
all he is, it seems to me, is just a more buffed up version of Rage Drive. You know
Yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
and that's the thing. Yeah, and that's basically exactly what it is. I just think that they put too much into it. Kind of that's the problem with the game as a whole. It's just a little too overtuned. But going back to that mod, I mean, look at what Maximilian's doing with Marvel versus Capcom Infinite. He tried. I don't remember the specifics, but he tried to remove a mechanic that a lot of the player base thought was the problem. So he was doing the same type of modern shit that this Tekken 8 guy did, and he realized that the game was actually worse without it. Like the game didn't work correctly without it, and I feel like that's a big thing that people tend to forget. Like they lose that illusion of like this is still a game. People need to design it and work on it. You can't just remove a mechanic and then everything work normally. That's not how it works. You can't just make lasagna and then take the meat out of it after you made the fucking lasagna. You know what I'm saying? You have to start the dish over.
I.e., Tekken 9 or a new Marvel game, Marvel Tokon
Right,
type
exactly.
shit.
And according to their roadmap, we're not getting Tekken 9 until the PS6. And last I heard, the PS6 got delayed to 2028, so we at least have this game for another 2 years.
I'm not hyped for no fucking PS6.
I'm not
I'm
getting
not
a
getting. Yeah,
PS6.
me. It's over. Yeah,
This is my
PS5.
last fucking
Yeah,
PlayStation. I
exactly,
promise you
bro.
that.
That's it. Like it's been PlayStation for a minute, bruh. Now that I got a PC, bruh, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
I've
over.
I've fought tooth and nail with this fucking piece of shit, and I'm done. I'm done.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. What they need to do is make a plug and play PC where you like you know
Yeah,
how
that's
you
what the
don't gotta
Steam machine is.
well the
I
Steam
keep
machine
telling you
better
that.
be like a fucking PlayStation where you don't gotta toggle with the goddamn
Yes,
sound
that's what
system.
yes, that's what it's supposed to be. I keep telling you this.
If that's
'Cause
true,
The Steam Deck does that already, right? The Steam Deck does that where I can just because I have the little dock, I can plug it in and
can I
just
do
plug a
OBS
controller
on
in and
there?
start
That's my
playing.
thing. Can I run OBS on
Yeah.
there? Can I
Bro, I was
multi-stream
streaming.
on my Steam Deck?
You were watching me stream earlier. What do you think I was playing on?
I dead thought you were playing on your laptop. I swear to you, I thought you were playing on your laptop.
No,
So
when I was playing Megabonk in that card game, that was all on my Steam Deck.
okay, but where are like is that Steam machine going to be able to run OBS though? That's my thing.
Oh, you want it all in the one? I
Yeah,
don't know.
bro.
All I know is that they said it's going to be able to run Windows, which usually means it's a PC.
If it runs Windows, that means it should run OBS. Like I should be able to download applications. That shit, it just better be plug and play.
I just
Like,
don't think I think so. Here's the thing. Now we're way off topic, but anyway, the the Steam Deck, right? It has a desktop mode and a normal mode, right? So I can do the little plug and play version where I play the game and stuff, but there's a desktop mode where I can use it as a Linux computer. Well, when you switch to the desktop mode, it becomes a computer. So much like how you had to set up the OBS and do everything that you were complaining and bitching about since you got a PC, I'm pretty sure the Steam machine is going to be the same thing. It'll probably have a console mode and a desktop mode, and they'll probably like if you get Dragon Ball Fighters on your Steam machine and then you switch to the desktop mode, you can still play Fighters in desktop mode, but you're gonna have to set it up the same way you set up a PC.
that sucks.
That's
They
just my
need,
assumption. That's
they
just
need,
my assumption. I don't
yeah,
know.
they need to
But
make
that's
it
how the Steam
stream.
Deck works.
They need to make it like, I know I'm asking for a lot, but they need to make a console like the
You are
PlayStation
asking for
streaming.
someone who just bought a PC. You really are asking for a lot
Bro, no, because like, bro, like the PlayStation, that shit ran the stream well, but I just couldn't do the extra shit. Like,
because you don't know what you're fucking doing. And
no, bro,
every time
I
I'm
couldn't
like, bro,
read
I'll
chat.
come over and help you out with it. You're like, bro, nah, I'm tired, bro. I don't want to deal with it
Bro, you
today.
can't read chat. Well, you can read chat, but like right now, I have a screen where I can have
Yeah,
just chat from, but
yeah.
I can't do that with my
On
PlayStation.
OBS, you can put chat into the OBS.
No. I'm talking about for the PlayStation. I'm saying the PlayStation. If the PlayStation was more stream friendly, I wouldn't even be here on PC. I would still be there. You know what I'm saying? But they need. I hope the Steam machine is stream friendly.
Isaiah's literally said this. Isaiah's literally said this, and I hate that I'm quoting him. But everything that you described is you just want a PC. Everything that you described, you want a PC. That's what you just said.
I have one now, but it's just like that.
Right.
The
So figure it the fuck.
bro,
Rod, what's the next question? We'll be at this for the next hour and a half if you don't stop us.
All
bro.
right. All right.
I'm
So last one here, and then I'll put the pin here, as we will slowly wind down chapter 1. So to close off the balance and medicine here, how do online conditions and netcode hold up for competitors now
in Tekken or just in general.
in Tekken?
Man, that shit is beautiful. Have you played
I mean,
fighters? Tesh? Oh my god, it's night and day, bro. That shit is beautiful. Fighters
I
is ass. Your rings work. Oh man, don't get me started on this shit. No, matter of fact, I'm going first. Nigga, this shit is beautiful. This shit is fucking awesome. The rings work. If you want to if you want to fight someone, your rings don't shut down. You got all these cabinets, bro. Like you have rollback. Bro, they let you back out of a ranked match if the shit is too ass. All they really need
Mhm.
to do is, you know how you can filter out if you want to play somebody your rank or above or whatever, they
Yeah.
need, or you know how you can enable crossplay, they need to enable just ethernet mode. That's it. And
I don't know about the Ethernet mode, but I've heard that they are gonna try and do that rank change. That's what they're gonna try and
rank
do this
change. What do you?
season for rank
Why would they? What do
It's
you
a
mean?
nice little quality of life if they can.
for the matchmaking.
What about it?
What you just said, what you described about how you want to only fight people that are your rank. They're gonna
Yeah, but
try
they already have
and
that. They already have that
that's
though.
no, it's not. That's not how the matchmaking works.
Really? So how does it
We
work?
have that. We have that option. We have that option, but you know how you still run into God of Destructions that are on their second character. They're trying to remove that.
Yeah, get that out of there. Get that out of there.
Yeah.
Is it
But
already
yeah,
banned
like
again?
give us a Ethernet mode where I can only fight plugged in people, and I would be.
You don't need that mode. Just don't accept Wi-Fi matches.
Yeah, but I don't even want to look at them. You know what I'm saying?
That'll do it.
Now you're asking for too much. No. Now you call me the bougie bitch. Look at you.
I
Oh, I don't even want to look at Wi-Fi.
I don't even
Oh,
want to
niggas get a
look at
PC and
them.
now they can't even look at
No,
Wi-Fi, huh?
no, no, because you know what it is. It be these. Yo, I fought somebody before, right? He
Yeah.
had access to an Ethernet cord and chose to fight me on Wi-Fi. I
Well,
was
then,
like, "You're a freak.
yeah,
You're a
yeah. I was
freak,
gonna say, then you cut all contact with that psychopath. Because
bro."
what are we talking about?
Bro, and there's people like that, bro. Like, I'm
Like
good.
I'll admit, like I'm a cable technician, so I work with the internet industry. I know how the internet works. I know the ins and outs of it, the lag, latency, built-in, all that, blah 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 blah. I've gone to customers' houses and I see their setups, so I get that not everybody has the nice, comfortable access of plugging an Ethernet cord directly into their router. I get that. Sometimes, not, and it's not even just kids. It's men and women where it's like, well, my partner works from home, so the modem's in there, but my game is down in the basement, and I can't run an Ethernet cord up there. Help me with the Wi-Fi. I get that, but if you're actively
Rough,
choosing not to
rough,
use an Ethernet cable, we're delete the game. Matter of fact, throw your console out the window.
bro. If
I'm taking away
my
your gamer card. You're not allowed
if
to play video games anymore.
if my wife had there's what? Wait, I don't,
Lay it on me. What's up?
What?
Lay it on us. What's going on?
bro. If the
What?
if
What?
be so mad.
What?
What do you mean?
What's wrong with what?
My console is downstairs, the modem's
Yeah,
upstairs, and I'm
bro.
something's gotta
But
give.
you gotta think about it. Like she works from home, so like let's say you're a construction. I'll
No,
give you the
yeah,
exact example.
uh
Go
huh.
ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
She
Yeah, go ahead.
works
Yeah,
from home. She works
yes,
from home.
uh huh.
She can't afford to not have the internet work, right?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
you work as a construction worker and you have the whole basement to yourself. You have your whole big ass man cave. This dude had a giant fucking TV. Bro, he had a built-in movie theater.
What
Bro,
the
this
heck?
guy had money. And he was like, "Yeah, I can't move the modem cuz that's where the wife works."
There's not a
But
way
if
you
you
can
have
drill
all
a
that
hole.
money for all this other shit, then hire a fucking electrician and move the like run an Ethernet cable, bro.
That's what. Wait. So that's what I'm saying. He must not be a gamer then. He must be like he must play video games, but he's not a gamer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
that
hasn't
that
he
That
hasn't found the
specific
hole. He hasn't
example,
found the hole
yes.
yet.
yeah, like
But
yeah.
I'm saying that there are in fact gamers in a similar predicament.
And if that's the case, nigga, drill a
Mhm.
hole because fucking the technician over
Listen,
here,
listen.
bro.
Don't, bro. I don't have to worry about work until the next 12 hours. Don't tilt me. All right, it's not as simple as drilling a hole. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, I had the
Because now
technician.
you're gonna get me started.
Bro, no, cause what I had the technician. I was like, he was like, "Oh, so where are you gonna put the modem?" I'm like, "Man, you gonna put the new modem in my room?" Like, fuck you talking about? He was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to drill a hole and do what you gotta do, but what we're not about to do is not have it in my room
Yeah,
because
but you don't give a shit. All right, so he probably just fucking slapped the fucking hole in there and called it a life. I'm not
yes,
talking about that. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that'll look me dead in their eyes and talk about drill a hole, but then they won't want me to do X, Y, and Z. oh, you can't mess this up, and I don't want to see the wire.
Oh,
And bro,
nigga,
shut
tell him
up. We're
watch
not talking
out.
about this. We're not talking
Oh,
about this.
oh,
We're not talking. We're
nigga,
done. We're done. We're
watch
done. We're done.
out. What? Then you play video. You're not a gamer. You're not a gamer. You can do whatever the fuck you got to do. The not having Ethernet shit is actually unacceptable. It's just there's certain shit. Now, if I just play video games like I play my single player Crash Bandicoot shit, and there's some new DLC, and I want my DLC to download faster and watch my YouTubes and all that, that's an actual casual. Sure, yeah. Just give me the best Wi-Fi speed. Niggas like us who play video games, who if we're not running at a crazy amount of ping, low, potency ping or whatever the fuck they call it,
Mm-hmm.
nigga, you get laughed out the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where do you
Fact
think
that
this?
you
Oh, you're not
said,
even plugged in. Shit coming from? Like what? Nah, bro.
fact that you said ping potency made my eye twitch.
Ping pong. Oh, now you know what I'm talking about. Like yeah, bro. Like fuck. So yeah, bro.
we we can't be on the podcast. We've known each other for too long. We ramble on way too much. I'm
Hey
so
man,
sorry, Rod.
no, no.
It's the
Rod
power of
has his shovel
synergy.
because he knows this shit gold. He's like, you know what? Yep, keep yapping. This is the environment. This is what this shit is for, bro. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, bro, and we're on
Okay,
Twitch.
listen. If it's cool, then it's cool. I just in the back of my mind, I'm like, bro, we've derailed. Like the
Cause,
ship,
bro,
we're not. The ship's exploded. There's
bro,
no more ship.
we're on a derailing platform. Like like Twitch is the place to derail. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the
Yeah.
perfect forum for derailment. You know what I mean? A podcast is a perfect place for
Hey,
derailment.
like, listen. If Rod says it's cool, then it's cool. I'm fine. It's just I
Bro,
just
the reason
don't.
Rod was only getting off because you got work in the morning.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
Well,
This
I
is
don't
why
have
we're
work in the
together.
morning. I don't even
Yeah,
have work in the morning, but I have my routine. I got to get up
bro,
and work out,
bro.
and
Rod literally said, "All right, I don't want to keep you guys up too long because you mentioned that you got work. So yeah,
yeah,
you
and
want to
then
go
you
ahead."
kept me here by not shutting the fuck
Yeah, but that's what no. What I'm
up.
saying is you're thinking in your head, oh man, I'm probably no, bro. This is content, baby.
I see
You
what you
and
guys
you
mean
take
about
this whole
synergy.
pod. You know what I'm saying? And this is just part one. Now you just take this whole pod, chop it up into shorts, and then you
I'm
put
not
it through
chopping
the
shit
fucking.
up. This shit
Bro,
is going up as a 3 hour VOD right on the channel. I'm not chopping a
what,
goddamn thing.
bro? I'm
Hey, if
putting
you
this
guys
shit
out
in
there
Opus
got
Clips.
any clips and whatnot, go through, rewatch it again if you guys would like to. Make some clips out of it. I'd like to
See,
wake up and see
bro,
what it is I can find.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
tell
don't
you.
mind. I might make some shorts, but like in terms of editing, no. I don't have time to edit. I want to learn how to
Oh,
edit. I
bro,
don't have time to edit.
I told you about Opus Clips, bro. I'm gonna feed this right to Opus Clips, and then shit.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm saying?
you know how I am. I'm not no, I'm doing it. I have to do it.
Yeah, see, and there it is, right there, Rod. You see this? You see what I'm saying?
I
Like,
see.
nah, you're right,
Look,
but no. Okay.
listen. All right. Yes, I'm trying to get into content, all right? But I am and I'm not going to say I'm a professional. I am an artist. I am a musician. I refuse to let these bots make any of my shit. I'll work with them as tools for references and bounce ideas off of. Sure, that's fine. That's cool. But I'm not about to feed nothing into nothing and have it just shoot it out for me. I'm not doing that.
Oh
I have
yeah,
to.
I feel that.
I'm
Nah.
on that.
I feel that. And it takes years of investment, but it pays off over the years. You won't feel it right away, but it will pay off over the years. Having it exactly
Right.
like that. That way you are successful. You're being a successful content creator on your terms.
Right. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Got better than me. Nope.
Bro,
Opus Clips
bro,
activate.
this is why I spaz. This is why I spaz, bro. This is why I spazzed on you when you were like, bro, the border looks so fucking. I spent 4 hours drawing that shit. And you're like, the border is blocking the gameplay. I wanted to throw my laptop out of the fucking window.
Wait, you made him his his Twitch panel thingy?
Hmm?
Wait, what'd you make for him?
All of the art on my channel, including my little PNG, my border, all of that. I drew all of that, and I've done multiple different iterations so far since I've started my channel. And the iteration that I thought was absolutely perfect Fucking Verid and my brother were like, bro, it's blocking the gameplay. I did multiple video tests before I went on stream, and it looked fine to me. And they were like, no. And I chewed them out. I got so angry.
Damn.
Because what do you mean it blocked the game? Anyway, that's fine. I have a good border now. I love this border. I'm not changing it. And I made Noah. But did you even put the border on yet? I went out of my way to make you that Twitch border. Did you even use
Oh,
it?
right. See,
I
well,
hate this nigga. I hate him. Oh my god.
bro,
You know what,
bro,
bro? Don't ask me
I'm,
for any more emos
bro,
either. Fuck you.
bro, I got it. You know what I'm saying?
I hate
I,
him. He's like,
bro,
bro, make me borders and emos. That shit look fire, bro. I break it for all. Yo. You know what?
bro,
This
I'm
is
a,
why half of the Discord says you should be paying me. You know that, right?
bro,
See, chat. This is
bro.
why I went. This is why I'm thankful I went to art school. All of our beautiful images we got over there on the Rod channel. Mwah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put the border and all that. Like, probably, I'll probably have time to do it
It's
tomorrow.
literally you just click the file and put it under properties in OBS. That's all you have to do.
Really?
Oh yeah, if it's on the PC side, that like and the OBS thing, that's literally it. Like whatever that is, you're just putting it into properties, and then make sure that the eye isn't off, it's on, or however it is that it visually shows, and then that'll literally show you your play prompt.
And then you put the gameplay underneath the border so that way it does its little border thing.
Wow.
Yeah, like for instance, here, let me go ahead and switch over to my the PC version of this thing here real quick.
It's
That's
really that quick?
yeah,
So I just gotta
that's my
email
printer.
it to myself.
It's just that quick.
Rod, Rod, I don't think you understand. All right,
It
known
took
this
me
nigga.
a long time
No,
to really to grasp it also. That's what it. So I don't. It's just
no,
it is a
no, 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 no,
process.
no, no. You don't understand. I've known this nigga for 25 years, and he's always. It's fine.
Bro,
He
bro,
So much.
bro, I'm about to do it right
I
now. I'm
hate you
about to do it right
so
now.
fucking.
So do I like email it to myself?
You shouldn't have to email it. I do you not have the file? Did I not send you the file? If I didn't send you the file,
No,
I'm sorry, but I could have sworn I gave you the file.
you sent me the picture. You didn't
I
email me the file. You sent me the picture and I
don't need
saved it
to
to my
email
phone.
you anything. I don't have to email you anything. We have Discord. I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh,
it
see?
should be around it
Oh,
should be around the sources area. Hang on.
all right. Yeah, if he sends it to me through Discord, hey, look at this.
Still hate you. You
Oh,
still like the nothing that I said changed. Because even if I did send you the file, nothing else would have changed.
oh, we're about to end the stream with a new border. That's about to be lit.
Yeah.
Unless it takes unless it takes longer.
I could cry.
All right, chat. Well, on that notion, we're gonna go on ahead and pin right here for the conclusion of Tekken Chapter 1 here in the Iacon journeys. We're gonna go on ahead next time we get a chance to sit and rendezvous with Mr. Casual and Noah Black in order to delve into Piece 2, which is going to go into the casual versus the competitive aspect, and we'll go into Season 3 speculation without overhyping, and then I will have my general closer for the Tekken audience out there. That's you guys, right? So, as we wrap up here,
No, that sounds like a bet to me.
Sounds good to
absolutely.
me.
Alright, and I thank you for having you guys on here today and tonight. And honestly, sitting in and just having a whole refresher on a lot of stuff with Tekken ideology, the lore, the community, the games, the company. There's a lot here that's very refreshing and more informative than I was really aware of for the past several years.
Oh yeah, nah. Tekken is great. I love Tekken. Despite any type of negativity or anger I might have said, I definitely would be like, if you saw me, like, you know how during the 4th of July they got them little carts with all the flags and stuff in it? That'd be
Hmm.
me with all the Tekken gear on it.
All right.
That's me. Yeah. Unabashedly, I'm not a shill, but I'm a shill. You feel me?
I do. I actually picked that up this time. All right. Who would you like us to raid? Or I can,
Who do
or I can
what?
just. I said, who would you like us to raid? Or I can just raid you.
Uh,
I'm gonna shut it down
I think
myself.
I think we're both getting off. We were supposed to start our Pokemon Nuzlocke, but I don't think that's
Not
happening.
happening.
And Zay's not online anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
uh,
Rod, how
we
do you raid through like the PC? Like, I don't know how to do this.
Oh, so what I do is I have the tab open right now where I'm looking at my stream and I'm looking at your stream. So from here you can go to creator dashboard and you're doing this from stream manager. There's going to be a feature where you can raid channels, raid channel,
Okay, yeah.
and then up here at the top to snippet this. Hang on.
Snippet what out? Hold on.
Oh, snippet. It's like where I can do it's what I can do on PC in order to make like an insert. I can literally use like the mouse as like a pair of scissors and I can actually just snippet something that I want to show you.
Rod, do you have a YouTube?
Yes, I was gonna show you that brain work. I was gonna show you that once we wrap up.
Okay,
If you had one, I can also just promote that while we're going through.
because I looked up Rodimus Prime and all I'm getting is Transformers.
That is originally where I come from, so you're not too far off. If you did FOC or WFC 1v1, then my name probably might pop up because that was a trade I was doing for a few years in that community generation ago. The cycle myself. So, all right, chat. We're gonna go on ahead here and get ready to raid one of our FGC homies. We're gonna get ready to raid BngWater. So if you guys hadn't already, feel free to leave Noah a follow via the Twitch here, Twitter, YouTube, the Instagram, like so. Follow, stay in the know. So you know where to be here for the next time the winds blow. We come through, and yes, I did Dr. Zeus that shit.
Right,
Nice.
and follow the casual catalog and all that
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah. Casual catalog on everything: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I play retro games. I'm going through the catalog of my whole games. That's the whole point.
Yep. Go ahead and also leave a follow for the casual catalog. Link for his stuff will also be listed down below in the VOD, both Part 1 and Part 2. On that notion, if you guys
Appreciate
got
it,
my
Rod.
emotes, oh, not a problem. You guys got my emotes,
No,
spam them, let them know where you come from.
Tired. Y'all have a good night.
you already
Uh,
popped the melatonin.
And finna call
Yeah,
it. All right,
yeah.
we out of here. Oh,
Alright,
Alright.
wait.
chat. Till all are one.
All right, dog.
Peace.